And we are live. Beanie blessings. Welcome to Deadpan Dope Tuesdays with me, Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie Guy. This is being recorded on Facebook Live and YouTube. If you don't want to be seen or heard, please mute your mic and turn your camera off. And please unmute yourself if you do perform, and mute when you're not, out of considerations for our fellow artists. This mic is for all mediums of art and beanies. For those who don't know me, I'm an author, realtor, and full-time lesbian here in New York City. That last one's not really a choice, but I love it. Feel ground rules. We have no hate speech here or bullying whatsoever. If I hear any of this in our space tonight, you're going to get boot, no questions asked. This is a brave space. We call it a brave space, not a safe space, because we can't guarantee everyone's safety, because you don't have to give a trigger or content warning. We are adults here. We leave that up to your discretion, but this is a brave space, so we welcome everyone. Like me, many of us have parallel careers, and we're here to unwind after a long day. So let's just leave the crappy attitudes behind and the beef before entering the Zoom. Each artist is going to have 4 minutes to perform of whatever they want. Any medium of art you can sing, tell a story, share a poem. You can share the screen. I think I made that capable for everyone. If you'd like to perform and you don't see your name on the list, just drop your name in the chat or send me a DM and I'll update the roster. To learn more about The Word is Right, please visit our Facebook page and our Instagram and YouTube. Right is WRITE. Also on New Year's Eve, Marissa Prada and many of her producers and MC here will be hosting a Zoom New Year's Eve party. There will be dropping the ball virtually in every time zone. So come check that out here and check our pages for the Zoom info. Also, if you are interested in publishing a book or anything, check out Marissa Prada's publishing house, Red or Green Books, based out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. She runs a wonderful press. I'm a 5-time published author with her, and I can't recommend them enough. So please send her an email at marissa@redorgreenbooks.com. Red is READ, to have a conversation with her about that. All right, before we get our mic, I want to, of course, do our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise, and then we will get started. Yeah, if you, Marissa will get back to you on that. Terry, don't worry. Okay. All right. We'll do our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone just kind of center themselves, please. What are 5 things we can all see right now? You can say them out loud. You can say them to yourselves. What are 5 things we can see? I can see all of you. I can see my Yankee beanie. I can see my cup of tea. I can see my AirPod case. I can see my lamp. Did I say 5? I don't know. I can see my phone. 5 things we can see. All right, what are 4 things we can touch? Just in front of us, what are 4 things we can touch? I can feel the carpet beneath my feet. Feel my Ruth Bader Ginsburg socks. And feel the blanket on my lap. It's really cold here in New York City. Just feel my own hands. 4 things we can touch, or 4 things we can touch. What are 3 things you can hear? 3 things we can currently hear. Hear the wind outside. I can hear a little buzz in my left AirPod that's been bugging me for a couple weeks. I can hear the silence. What are 3 things you can hear? What are 2 things you can smell? 2 things you can smell. Can Sarah smell my air diffuser in West Elm? I can't really smell anything else right now, but I can smell, I like my air diffuser in West Elm. And what's 1 thing you can taste or you can feel? What's 1 thing? I had some jelly donuts for Hanukkah earlier, sufganiyot, so I can still taste the jelly donuts. Yeah. So what are 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste or feel? And I'll drop that in the chat if you want to do that on your own time or do it while we're here. It's just a good meditation exercise. Okay. All right. So if welcome to those who have just joined us. If you just got admitted to the room, if you want to read, please drop your name in the chat and I'll update the list. Okay. See our friend Nico Logos, Black Silver, Urban Cowboy Poet, Martin, Chanson, a nice group here tonight. And Marissa Prada, of course, our executive producer, has joined us here. I also just want to say I missed the first Tuesday of the month because I had to work in one of my other parallel careers. So I want to thank Chris Moore for pinch hitting for me that night. I got to watch it, the replay in the Zoom cloud, and it was great. So thank you so much for doing that and continue to making this a brave space. I also want to acknowledge it. That was officially the 1-year anniversary of Deadpan Dope, though we're celebrating tonight because I couldn't be here last time. So I just want to thank Marissa Prada, the word is right, for asking me to come on as a producer MC a year ago. It's not something I had ever planned for myself, but it is a blessing. It has saved my life in many ways, and everyone that comes through this space, your talents continue to inspire me. Excuse me, not expire. Inspire me. You're all gifted and talented and very important to our community, and I can't wait to see what happens in our new year. So let me just update the list a little bit. I've seen we've had some more friends come in. All right, if I missed anyone while we were doing the 5 through 3, 2, 1, just let me know and I'll update the list again, but this is the list for now. But on deck we have Shocky G. But to open our space tonight, all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina, where many of my favorite artists and poets reside. He is also a producer and MC with Guerrilla Poets. Check their organization out. They're one of our sibling organizations here with the executive director, Shane Maynor, driving that bus, who we love dearly. So please welcome Nemo-san.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nemo, woo, woo, woo.
Hey, Marissa. All right. I have prepared a micro triptych for this evening that is a 3 micro poems thematically connected. Mind harpies. Sometimes they whisper, and sometimes they get up right in my face. Their spit burns on my skin, and their breath smells like shame. They tear into my soft tissue with their razor wire talons, severing arteries that feed the part of me where hope still lives. The phoenix refuses to rise. So we lay in the ashes, despair and I, staring at the ceiling, not talking. Still, because moving only makes her hold on tighter. I can feel my heartbeat slowing. Anger left hours ago. He didn't turn to look, just slammed the door, and I heard the car peeling out into the night. I don't know if he'll come back this time. I wish his absence felt peaceful. Everyone here is broken because everyone here lost the fight. The fire's gone out. The air smells like loss. And I'm waiting for someone who isn't coming. Do you ever have a day where you don't want to be awake, but staying in bed means more nightmares? Do you ever get up to find depression waiting in the hallway in all her splendor? Do you ever feel like you're trapped in a glass box and you can't touch anything? Everything is separated from you by a cool, lifeless pain. Do you ever believe that everyone is upset and disappointed in you? You've used up the last of your friends' goodwill and support, and now you truly are alone. Do you ever sense that your messages aren't getting through, your words wasted, sent into the empty? Do you ever get to the point where you haven't eaten because that would require making a decision and that's too much to ask right now? Do you ever feel sad and the only reason is your body's biochemistry has decided to fuck with you today? Yeah, me neither. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give that man some love.
Well,
Let's
damn.
go!
Oh my God, what a way to open.
Literally.
Thank
That's what I was
you.
about to say.
Oh my God. Nemo is such a fire artist and poet. I love his micro triptychs. We actually, I got to work on some with him in the workshop he did last week with Guerrilla Poets. So if you haven't been on, it's the first and third Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Guerrilla Poets. Rod Dukes and Nemo host Writing for Wellness. Am I
Writing
saying
for
that correctly?
Wellness. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you go to Facebook and type in Writing for Wellness, it should take you right to us. We should be the
Yes.
top hit.
Yes, and it's a beautiful, quiet, private space where we come together to create poetry and art and just talk. It's really helped me the last couple of months. I'm so grateful for this space and the people and the artists that run it. Our community just grows with love, and I'm so happy that Nemo, Ma Dukes, and Shane have provided these safe and brave spaces for us. So thank you so much.
Yeah, well, we very much enjoyed having you with us. So it's great.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I love it. I'm going to make my pilgrimage to Charlotte at some point next year. It'll be before June, I think. So
Okay.
probably June or before June or May, because that's when life gets too crazy
Do
for me.
May and then come here.
I'm not going to make it to Albuquerque. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. I don't have time in June. I'm sorry, but you guys can have fun at the festival. What the event you're hosting is just smushed too much between stuff I got to do out of the country in New York, but I know you guys will have fun. But I will make it to Charlotte, hopefully in March or April. That's the goal. So, but thank you so much for sharing, Nemo. We hope to hear from you more later tonight. If there's anything coming up you want to promote, you can drop it in the chat or on our Facebook page, or you can just say it out loud now if you want to. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem. We'll
And
hear
I'll be
more
here.
from you. Yeah, always love to have you in our space. So we'll hear more from Nemo later tonight. On deck, we have Chris Moore, but please welcome to the mic now one of our producers here at Word is Right. She hosts every first of the month the Out Loud podcast that stems from the Out Loud LGBTQ anthology with Writer Green Books. So please welcome to the mic, Shaki G.
Yay. Marissa, what you eating?
Burrito.
Oh, okay. You know you can't eat on camera. I'm fat. Okay. Let's see. So, to this piece, it's called Time. I have never been a numbers person, but one day someone told me healing takes time. It has been 4,180 days, 15 hours, and 36 seconds since your breath became the rhythm of silence. But I am still an open wound, bleeding sorrow. I stopped using alcohol to numb the pain, so now I feel every bit of grief that waltzes its way through the corridors of my veins. How does a cadaver heal itself alive? How do I forget when even muscles have memory? Lately, it feels like healing is the bottom of a wishing well, holding all my loose change, my heart a piggy bank, hoarding nickels of time and every 2 cents I never asked for. Maybe if I had $1 for every time someone said, be patient, healing takes time, I could pay someone to stitch this. I'm not afraid of scars. I'm afraid of how long it takes to make them. 4,172 days, 16 hours, and 48 seconds ago, I tattooed your name, so some part of you could be here forever. And I'm not sure how long forever is, but I think it is less than the time it takes healing from losing you.
We're getting our emotions out for the end of the year. We're just throwing it into a fire pit so we can start off fresh in 2023. Damn.
Wow,
Shaki.
Shaki.
I
Are we
love
doing
it.
2 pieces or one?
You can do up to 4 minutes. So that was like a minute and a half, so you got a few more minutes.
Okay. This second one is just called dumb. I called you 3 times just to tell you I love you. My phone rang like church bells in an atheist's ear. I have found God at the bottom of a bottle too many times to go searching again. Even if he was made of porcelain, I have been regurgitating all the pain I've swallowed over the years. I'm afraid my poem may come off sharp like razor blades. Keep them away from your wrist. I wish they were softer. You could hold me close to your heart, somewhere on the elbow. I'm sorry. I just assume you keep your heart on your sleeve like you could hold me. What was that? Um, that threw me off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just assume you keep your heart on your sleeve like I do. I've never been good with anatomy. I just know that something is missing for a while now, but time is as real as unicorns and shooting stars. The universe put me here in close proximity to you, and now there is nothing but space. Black holes are so dense that even light cannot escape. I guess this is why I feel trapped. Release me into the night sky so I can blanket the ground like morning dew. Begin the day again. Good morning. Did I mention I tried to call you?
That was beautiful, and I apologize. I forgot to hit the sound share off. I was trying to edit the YouTube video. We did this, and I failed at multitasking, which
Oh,
another Charlotte poet would tell me multitasking is not real, and they are right. And I failed at it. There you go. There you go. That's awesome. Do you have another one you want to share before your time's up?
No, that was it.
Well, thank you so much, Shaki. Your work always inspires me and is beautiful, and I'm always happy to have you in the space. And occasionally you can find me co-hosting with Shaki with on Out Loud. I'm going to be guest hosting with Starchild and Shaki. I think on New Year's Day is the next show for Out Loud, and we're going to do an ally show because though, it's important for us out and proud LGBTQ queer people to talk about what it's like existing, living, in this modern day world. We need our allies to talk to, right? We can't just put the work on the people being targeted like anything, right? We talked about that in many aspects. So we're excited to have some of our allies come on and talk about it, and hopefully get people more comfortable talking about who we are and that we're all valued equally. And at the end of the day, we're just human, right? We're all human. We're all days. And, we're just trying to exist and put one foot in front of the other, like everyone else. It's not easy all the time.
Terry,
well, thank you.
Terry and Nemo have agreed to be our some of our allies.
Yes. I didn't know if I was supposed to call them out or not, but Terry and Nemo have agreed, I was told, which I'm very excited to have them with us. They're wonderful allies. And I think one more person might be coming on. I'm going to try my way through a little bit with that over the holidays. I think we might get one more ally in there who I was talking to the other night, but who they both know. So it'll be a nice, fun conversation. And of course, a safe space and breathe space. And something I do want to say. Harry, can you mute yourself, babe? Thank you. Something I do want to say before we do that show. Oh, it's January 1st at is it 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. Shaki? I can't remember.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern time. All the information will be on the Word is Right page. We just do it on Zoom. It's a live recorded podcast. So if you are an ally or a member of the LGBTQ community and you're interested in being on that panel, reach out to us and we're happy to squeeze you in. And of course, if you just want to come by and listen and just be there to support, we're happy to have you there too. But something I do want to say is that while we're having this panel of discussion on New Year's Day, we're human, we might err. So no one should be afraid to accidentally make a mistake or say the wrong thing. We're there to educate each other and respect each other and just be confident. Just be confident in the fact that we're human beings and we might err because we err, right? Even as LGBTQ people, we err towards our community. It happens all the time. Not anything to be proud of. It's just we're human beings. But that's the only way we evolve, right? All right. So I'm looking forward to doing that with Shaki on New Year's Day. And we're going to keep going. So on deck, we got my karaoke wife, Terry Rose Jurtson, who's also a part of the Fierce 15 and Frederick Green books. If you haven't got Terry's book, The Chameleon Chronicles, please do. That's her book and her beautiful cover art. She's also an artist. Get that. It's a gorgeous book of poetry. MD Live and Urban Cowboy Poet are also a part of the Fierce 15 launch. Get their books as well. Yeah, it's an amazing press. If you're interested in putting a book out, please reach out to Marissa, who is here tonight. Marissa at redgreenbooks.com, READ. And she'd be happy to set up a Zoom call with you. Or unless you live, I guess, in the Albuquerque area, she'd probably have a coffee with you in that case, or maybe play around a pool with you. Right? I don't know, maybe she'd play around a pool with you. If you're local, and she'd be happy to talk to you about what you want to bring to the artist community. All right, so on deck, we got Cherry Roast up to the mic now. He was kind enough to sub for me when I was gone a few weeks ago. He has his hands in a lot of cookie jars. He's got Poetic Robin Hood, which is his wonderful podcast. I know Nemo is a guest on that soon. And then he also hosts Thursday, the third Thursday of the month is his own open mic, as well as Here at the Word is Right. He's got the second and fourth Wednesdays, which switches off with my twisted twin Nick P, who's also here. He's got more poetry. It's 8 p.m. now, I think, Eastern Standard Time. I think he joined the late night crowd, as we like to say here at the Word is Right. He's got so many amazing things going on. His spaces are always incredibly safe and brave. I always enjoy going to them. I always feel very welcomed. So please welcome our friend, Chris Moore.
Okay, you all can hear me. Last week my mic wasn't working.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I'll read the poem and then I'll spew whatever I have. Aphrodite's bird, soaring with its wings stretched out, this bird sent by a vengeful goddess, eyes locked onto its sighted target. Ripping off skin and tissue of my chest, devouring my heart as if it's a full course dinner. This vile beast leaves after it has done the deed. My precious organ regrows over nightfall. But as the sun's rays start to appear in the sky, I have to run away again once more, as the creature begins its hunt yet again. Yeah, I guess I can go over what Lizzie was saying before I went. I host more poetry here, as most of you know, second and fourth Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. The next one is Wednesday, December 28th, so a week from tomorrow. And the next halfway features will be January 11th, and Nima will be the featured poet for January. For my podcast, you could check it out on Spotify if you look up The Poetic Robin Hood. I can also put the Anchor link in the chat after I'm done here. As far as that goes, you can listen to the December episode, which I did have Nemo for that as well. He was the feature for the podcast for December. And a few weeks ago, I recorded January's episode, which will be posted January 2nd. For that, I had Jaw Smalls.
We love Coach Jaw, who's also a producer and MC over in Guerrilla Poets in the North Carolina, Charlotte community. We're so proud of Chris and everything he does. You can follow him online. He'll drop all that in the chat. And yeah, he just continues to create brave and fun spaces for us to hang out in. So I'm sure we'll hear a little more from Chris later tonight. And also, if I can, I just want to wish him a happy birthday, because I know his birthday is in a few days. I hope that's okay. I call you out on.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he's a Christmas baby. He's also in our Out Loud anthology. So if you haven't gotten that, reach out to Marissa or any of the contributors to get a copy of that. But yes, Chris is turning. I don't know how old he's turning actually, but he will turn another year old. 32. There you go. He's turning good old 32, which I will be next July on Christmas Day. So happy early birthday, Chris. Enjoy that and have a very Merry Christmas. All right, keep going. On deck, we got MD Live. And up to right now, please welcome. She's the author of the Chameleon Chronicles and her Fierce 15 launch. I call her my karaoke wife because she's my favorite person to sing karaoke with. And I hope she'll be at Vocabulary Karaoke next Tuesday. Okay, good. Do you know what is the theme holidays? Is that a good guess?
I'm not sure. Is there a theme?
There's always a theme. I'm assuming it's probably holidays given the obvious.
I didn't notice if there were. I just signed up tonight. And I didn't notice if there
Yeah, I
was
did
a
too.
theme.
All right, I'll bug Trisha tomorrow about it. But
Okay.
yeah. Also, yeah, Fincabulary is another great platform. Please check them out. They do open mics, workshops. I've taught there. Many of the people here tonight have taught there. And they also do karaoke nights on Zoom, which are really fun. If we do the holidays, I'll be the Yuletide gay again, because that's always fun. But please welcome to bring us. She's probably going to sing or read some poetry for us. So please welcome Sarah Rose Jurison.
I wasn't planning on singing because this is recorded, right? Or it's not?
You can sing a cappella.
Okay. Nope. Okay. So I'm
No, not even for me. She won't sing.
if I'm so inspired, I will. But right now, I mean, I don't know. I was listening to something earlier on one of my on Spotify. I have like my favorite songs that you can customize your list and everything. And I've been doing that for years. And there's some things on there recently that I put on that are from like Missing Persons. I don't know if you know who that band is, from back in the day when I'm old, so I was seeing these guys live, and she's just I really like her, and her style is just, she's really good. And so anytime I want to sing something, sometimes I want to sing something from that band. But there was really not a whole lot of political correctness back then, so some of the stuff is actually offensive, which I was realizing as I was going through it. I'm like, whoa, I can't say that. But anyway, I was listening to that song, I Like Boys. You ever hear that song? I like boys. That's the way she says it. But anyway.
Oh, we did get her to sing. Look at that.
That's just one line. I want to read from the Chameleon Chronicles. And on page 56 and 57, I wrote about my grandmother. And one of these, the Abuela story, has been published in the Abuela Stories by Peggy Brawlett. I'm going to mess up her name now. Peggy Joe, is it?
Peggy.
Messing
I
up
know
her
it starts
name.
with an R. I feel bad because I actually don't know her very well. Peggy Robillard?
Robles,
Yeah.
you mean?
Robles,
Robles.
that's it. That's
Thank
it.
you.
Peggy Robles. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, she actually allowed me to publish there in her online Abuela Stories, which I was appreciative, because I'm really, my abuela is my Italian grandmother. So we kind of stretched it a little bit to get me in there. But anyway, so here's that one. Nana is what we called you. You did not say much about your family origins. You did say a few choice words in Italian, which would come out quickly when you were triggered. The eggplant parm that you painstakingly spent days making for my dad, your son, at his request, you showed me. You tried to teach me to crochet at my request, as you were the expert. Me, not so much. But at least we tried. My memories of you are these: watching you sit in your chair, rubbing your knees with holy water, telling me how they always pained you, your teeth in a glass. You told me that when you were younger, you didn't like them and had them all pulled out. Back then, they would use your real ones to fashion a bridge. Today, that would be classified as hazardous waste. Also today, if you say to your dentist that you want to save your child's baby teeth, It's a big deal. I remember as a child setting the table for you and tried to be a help. Maybe I would anticipate the time when you would throw me $1 or $2 from your coin purse. Cash was scarce back then, and a couple of bucks was a lot of money. I recall when I finally became a mother and it was getting close to the time when you would become a great grandmother for the firstborn of mine. And you said you didn't know if you were going to make it. That thought was not even in my mind. I think my face must have reflected what I was thinking, as I have that kind of face. Nana, I said, you have to try. As if we could control something so serious and out of the depths of human ability. She knew I did not fully understand, or that I could never imagine my life without her in it. The day she died, I was the most inconsolable person in the room, much to the embarrassment of my very reserved family. I never remember feeling so much grief in my life, and never will I feel it again. So yeah, we're feeling all the feels tonight.
Hey, it was so beautiful. It's one of my favorite poems in your book. It's so beautiful, and I'm so glad that you told me about the Abuela stories, actually, because I submitted about my grandmother. I guess was my in Yiddish we say Bubby. So I appreciate Peggy opening that up to everyone.
Yeah, she stretched the limit on that.
Yeah, because she's wonderful, and I know she wants everyone to make sure they acknowledge our lineage. So thank you, and thank you for sharing your grandmother with us.
Can I do one more?
Of course.
I gotta do a funny one about my mother. And it's called Mother. My mother likes to tell funny stories. One of her favorites was this one. She used to say that when I was a toddler, I had a child's tea set, and I would like to play with this often. On this occasion, I was bringing her tea while she was on the telephone with a friend. My mother said I would hand her the teacup and she would pretend to drink the tea. This was just water, but she got curious to know where I was getting this water from because I was too small to reach the faucet on the sink. After she got off the phone, she followed me into the bathroom where she observed me scooping the cup into the toilet and then holding it up for her to drink. Another thing my mother would do was pass down wisdom of the ages to me, such as, the first thing to go is the eyes. When in doubt, leave it out. If you can't say anything nice, then don't say anything at all. It is better to keep your mouth shut and have people think you're an idiot than to open it and prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. You will understand when you're older. I hope you have one just like you when you grow up. Wait till your father gets home. If you two can't get along, I will knock your heads together. Honesty is the best policy. Save your money. Do your chores and you will get the money to save for the things you want. Because I said so, that's why. And because I'm your mother. I don't know if that's everybody across the board that hears all of those things, or if that was just my family.
No, it's definitely relatable, I think, right? Well, thank you for sharing your family with us tonight. If you haven't already, please buy her book from her. She'll let you know how you can do that, and follow her on her new Instagram, the Chameleon Poetic.
Yes.
Yes.
You can contact me on the Chameleon Poetic. You can contact me on Facebook, Terry Rose Dirtson or Teresa Rose Dirtson. And you can also contact Marissa Prada because you can get it on the website, on the Red or Green Books website.
Yes, you can get a lot of our books you can get on our, you can get Nick Logos first, Ad versus Reaction. You can get Urban Cowboy Poets book, Urban Cowboy Poetry. You can get my books, Out Loud, Touching Tongues, Inner Visions, Queen to Beanie, American Graveyard will be out next year. You can get MD Live and his son's book on there. Terry's book, of course. I want to
plug the anthology too. I'm also in the Gun Anthology.
Yes.
and I'm in the erotica, touching tongues.
Yes, 31 brave women talking about a spectrum of erotica. Many of the women in here, including myself, are survivor of sexual abuse. I just want to say, and it's not an easy thing to talk about. And we did this because we want to end the stigma and remind people it's a spectrum and there is no shame in talking about anything in sexuality as long as you respect what people are talking about and are willing to engage in an adult conversation about it. I'm very proud to be in the book of Marissa, Terry Rose, and the other 29 brave women that contributed to it. It's the flagship anthology, actually, for Red or Green Books, which made Out Loud possible in American Graveyard and all the other stuff Marissa does. Because I think she's published over 200 authors now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be over 200 with these anthologies.
Yeah, and that's amazing, right? In just 2 years, that's what Marissa's done, and it's not easy. So we thank Marissa for the endless hard work she does for our community around the globe. By the way, these are published authors around the globe: Africa, Europe. I mean, I think we've hit actually almost every continent except for Antarctica. So Antarctica poets, if you're watching, contact Marissa so we can hit every continent. But I think we have, right? Hit almost every continent.
We do not have an Aussie poet.
Not yet.
And I don't think yet we have a South American poet.
We will.
Yeah.
Is it Maureen Medina in the South?
No, she's in Portugal.
Portugal. She's
Oh.
in Zero.
Hell is in Denmark. Kimberly Anderson.
South Africa.
What's her name is in Australia. You should get her to publish.
Yeah, Namu is on my list.
Namu, yeah. Yeah, so we'll hit that. We're about to start a new year. I don't foresee why in the next new year we won't hit, including an Antarctican poet. We will. We'll get there. We got this. All right. Thank you so much, Terry. And yeah, check her out at Fincabulary and at the New York Poets Cafe, where she does karaoke and shares her poetry, and she's just amazing. A penguin poet. I'm sure someone's stage name can be Penguin Poetic. Why not? Or I'll just go and throw Penguin Beanie on and just start saying Pankus. Why not? Also, if it looks like I'm like snapping funny, it's not just because my zodiac sign is Cancer the Crab. Speaking of cold, my hand eczema has spread very badly to my thumb, and it's just kind of hard to snap. So it looks like I'm snapping like a crab. But my birthday is July 4th, so we're going to go with it. All right. On deck, we got Black Silver, but please welcome to the mic now. As I said, his book with his son is available for Red or Green Books and through himself. And he's also been doing some really cool Instagram lives talking about Goodreads. If your book is not up on Goodreads, please get it up there. It's an amazing platform and it's free, where everyone can just go and learn and buy your book and review it. Marissa and MD have taught us about that, so thank you so much. So please welcome MD Live. If there is.
Yes, I'm still here. Hello, everybody. Sorry I ain't been on in a while, but I got 2 promotions at work, so they've been working me like crazy. I also wanted to let everybody know, thank y'all for the birthday wishes a couple of months ago, but Thursday is my actual birthday. When my sister set up my Facebook page, she put her birthday. So thank everybody for that. This pieces I'm going to read, they're actually a collab between me and someone I had met at an open mic. I'm going to just read my parts because her parts I don't have with me. But this is called Monday through Friday. And it goes, waiting to taste your sweet nectar arouses the dormant parts of me. Parts that have only been awakened by your sensual touches and calming whispers. I no longer need to dream, for you have made my dreams my reality. With each pass of your hand across my chest, I become enticed to bend at the whim of your words. With each kiss, I await the next. With each Each piece of clothing you wear, I long to remove and watch your naked frame dance in the midnight air, feeding my body and soul with the sweet nectar that you release. Oh, I can't wait for the next day, for I ask, can I have an instant replay? Tuesday. We move from the shower to the bed, still dripping wet. Me from the shower, you from the intense passion that flows deep within you. The aroma of love is invigorating, teasing my senses with the exotic flavors for which I cannot wait to taste. I lay you upon our bed, move slowly apart your legs, and fall to my knees and begin to eat the most delicate and delicious dessert that has ever crossed my palate. With an arch of your back, you thrust your hips, giving me all you have, making sure your love will cast, drenching me in your juices as my mouth is overfilled. With the grip of the sheets, your moans get deep. Again, you climax, legs trembling, teeth clenching, heavy breathing, heart pumping, world spinning. This is not the end, but the beginning. Wednesday. My nature has risen to its peak, so I pull you closer to the edge of the bed, lift your legs, and expose that glistening pink pearl as you run your nails down the center of my chest while biting your bottom lip. You grab hold of my manliness and guide me, rubbing the tip of my dick over your clit before lowering me into your canal. Slowly, I begin to move back and forth, working my way in inch by inch. Your moans become whimpers as you try to accept my entirety. I lean over and gently kiss your breath. Then you whisper, bite me. Again you whisper, bite a little harder. I can feel the throbbing of my dick as it pushes inside of you. And as your walls grip onto me, I can hear the sounds of seduction each time I draw back. Again you whisper, baby, I'm about to come. Don't move, baby. I'm about to come. You grip tight to my back, digging your nails in me. Your eyes roll back. You take a deep breath and scream, baby, I'm coming. And I say to you, don't get too relaxed, but I'll let you catch your breath because we are not done yet. In peace until next week.
Well, thank you for sharing that, MD Live. We appreciate that you're back, and congratulations on your promotions. And you're always welcome here in our space. So there's no pressure to come. We all have parallel careers, right? But when we can come together, it's always a blessing. So thank you so much for sharing that and holding space for us. And if you haven't already, please get his book, I Do Every Day. He co-wrote that with his son, C.D. McClendon, and it's a lovely tribute to their wives. A beautiful cover art. I have to say, I really love the cover art for it. So thank you so much for joining us. And check out his IG Lives. He talks about Goodreads a lot, and it's a really important medium. And we can all really learn a lot from what he's giving us free advice, by the way. This person is taking the time to give us free advice. So definitely check that out. Is there anything else you'd like to promote while you're with us tonight?
Marissa, I haven't sent it out yet, but it is definitely coming. The gift basket, I've just been so swamped. I haven't had a chance to send out my gift baskets. And I am starting next year. I'm going to do one storybook and one poetry book. I'm going to publish for the next 5 years. I want those two types of books published every year for the next 5 years. And I'm going to be sharing every last one of them through my Facebook Sending out copies. My son, my oldest son, has just agreed to co-write some things with me. So hopefully we can get that out there and get his name on a couple of things.
Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations. We look forward to devouring all those books once they're released. I know Marissa's already got the ESX collection. Next we're on the MD Live and Sun collection. Everyone's just gonna just pin the Red or Green Books website. It's just gonna be like their Facebook is pinned and then Red or Green Books and then like Words Right. We're just taking over the world. Well, congratulations on that. All that. Happy New Year, and we are excited to see what you do in the next 5 years. That's an amazing goal to have for sure. All right. Thank you so much, MD.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Yeah,
you all for having me.
always a pleasure. We hope you stick around, but if not, Happy New Year and happy holidays. And please, and if anyone is leaving our space early, please be safe and well and healthy. And we hope to see you again in 2023, of course. All right. On deck, we got UCP, Urban Cowboy Poet. We got so many fierce 15ers here tonight. It's so nice. Please welcome, he is a mainstay here and a resident at Word Is Right and at Deadpan Dope. So please welcome our friend, Black Silver.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. I lost my poem for a second. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. Okay, so I have two pieces. The first piece is called the Four Wolves Prayer. And I've kind of been hoarding this piece. It's a piece I wrote a long time ago. I've kind of been hoarding it, but you know, I don't really want to sound like a broken record, so I just gotta like come with some new stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just let it out tonight. So here we go, the Four Wolves. And then the second piece is called The Real Hecate. So yeah, let's start out with the Four Wolves Prayer first. So here we go. I call upon the wolves of the sky, the phoenix that is Fenris who lives betwixt the earth and heaven. Where I have been betrayed, my enemies will find a blackened sky and lightning upon their heads. I call upon the wolves of the ocean, they who keep silent, they who listen. I douse myself in water and give repentance. I forget to remember. I call upon the wolves of the earth. He who has some will be given more. Where there is one, there is four. I call upon the hellhounds of fire. Let this be a lullaby. May war pass me by. Let sleeping dogs lie. But when it is your time, I will be by your side. And that is the Four Wolves Prayer. And that was kind of short, so I'm going to go ahead and hit you with another piece. This piece is called The Real Hecate. Here we go. I summon the deceased from your sleep. Bear witness to me to be redeemed. I am the real Hecate, Hecate. No GMO. I am the original mother maiden throne. And what you become when you're full grown. Full moon, full mind, I bestow wisdom from ancient times. I am the tide and current. You're in the oceanic presence of the real Hecate, Hecate. No GMO. I am the original lycanthrope, half moon, half palms, half paws, incomplete yet without flaws. Flowers upon graveyards. Cry of the ancestors, dance of the necromancer. Where there's lightning, there's thunder. I am the light bringer. Come hither. Look into the eyes of the real Hecate, Hecate. No GMO. I am the original goddess of the crossroads. New moon. I am the blood of martyrs on new shoes. Who knew? Hecate, new poetry. And that's what I got for tonight. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, and new poetry. I love the wolf prayer. Oh, I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I love when it's beautiful. Well,
Thank
give
you.
some love to our friend Black Silver. Also, I've been admiring his necklace because he has an amazing jewelry line. So if you're interested not just in the poetry and his jewelry, connect with him on
Yeah,
IG.
I
And
got
what's your
some
IG again?
Mordenti 777 beads unleashed _
Yeah.
unleashed. I got holiday stuff going on, so I'm kind of going to be all over the place. So if you're buying something, it's going to be like a couple weeks before I can like get back, because I'm not really like where my jewelry is. I'm somewhere else. So, but so yeah, so you gotta kind of be patient with me right now until the holidays are over. But you know, if you want something, you know, we can work something out. So yeah, check me out.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
plug my
pre-order.
IG in the chat, and you can check me out on IG.
Yes, please give him a follow for the poetry and the bling. And yeah, pre-order his jewelry, right? So that you have something
Hey,
cool to wear after the holidays. You want to go, yeah, looking good in 2023, right?
hey, my beautiful
But
people.
yes, he makes us look extra beautiful. There we go. I've been admiring the necklace is beautiful. I was admiring it while you were reading.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is a new piece I made. Yeah, it's like
Beautiful.
it's my baby. It's my baby.
Oh, awesome. Well, definitely check out his stuff. He'll drop his information in the chat. You can find him on IG, like most of our artists here tonight. All right. Thank you so much, Black Silver. We will hear more from you later this evening. All right. On deck, we got another producer here at Words Right, Chanson Bird, our haiku master, trying to break the world record. But up to the mic now. I guess I didn't mention this because I wasn't here and Chris was filling in for me. There are 6 of us this year that have been nominated for pushcart prizes. Their word is right. I'm honored enough to be one of those people, and I get to be in that group with our next poet, who has a beautiful collection. I have it with me, and I've met him in person. His tribute to urban cowboy poetry. Yet Shane Maynard from Guerrilla Poets did the cover art for. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm so proud to be in the company of his talent with our other Maureen Medina, Patty Rusco, Kimberly Anderson, and Stephanie Eisler Vance. We have been honored with those nominations from Marisha, so thank you. So please welcome to the mic now. He's probably going to share from his book, and he's also very festive tonight. No, you're not going to share from the book?
No, it could be
You
festive.
don't have to. You don't have to.
You said I could do anything, right?
You can do anything you want. But he is festive tonight. He's got his Santa Claus hat on, which I love because I think he's our poetry community Santa Claus, right? He's got the white beard, right? Said you're our poetry community Santa Claus, right? All right.
Yeah.
So please, yes. So please welcome to the mic now our friend, urban cowboy poet, Greg Michaels.
Thank you. I want to say happy anniversary, Lizzie.
Oh,
And,
thank you so much, Greg.
and happy Hanukkah to you and happy Christmas to all those who celebrate that.
Yeah.
I want to ask Lizzie, maybe Nick, people who said they might be interested, did you try to get tickets to our Carnegie concert?
No, I'm gonna try to come as long as it works out in my schedule. And I will send you a message as soon as I know. It just has to do with my schedule. But as long as I'm free that night, I will be there.
I don't know if they're sold out or what. I don't know anything about that.
Okay, I'll check in. So, but
okay,
hopefully I can come.
We could ask Nick too. Yeah, he expressed interest.
Yes, we will.
then
As long as we're free, we will come support you.
And then if I find out information about a meet and greet after where we can see each other afterward, then I'll
Yeah, absolutely.
forward that. But
Absolutely.
Christmas is, my family has always been music, performing as a family or in various choirs or choruses or bands, or always Christmas caroling around my hometown. So I'm going to play some music as Santa Claus, if that's okay. Maybe one more. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and to everyone that observes Hanukkah, because I'm Jewish. Hag
Happy
Sameach.
Hanukkah. I don't know too many
Yes,
Hanukkah songs on this, but I know.
that's okay. I thought it was lovely. Those are two. I actually love Christmas music. Like,
It is.
even though I'm Jewish, so I don't observe Christmas. I celebrate Jewish Christmas, which means I eat, Pan Asian food and watch a Muppet Christmas Carol because I love a Muppets Christmas Carol and I take no shame in that. But that was beautiful.
We had some Jewish people in our gospel choir, actually. And no, I wasn't the only white person in it either. People ask me that.
No, I know that in modern day gospel choirs are very diverse and very open to knowing it's just community, which gospel music is beautiful. I love gospel music. But thank you for sharing that with us. I hope.
I've had a lot of Jewish people say that Christians have the better music.
As much as I love my culture's music, I love Israeli music. The Christmas music is great. I mean, Dolly Parton and Candy Christmas, and we got Mariah Carey. I mean, I like Christmas music. It's all good. It's pretty. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I hope when you come back to New York, you'll bring the instrument with you.
There won't be much. I'll bring it with me, and there won't be much time at the concert to play it. But I'll bring
we'll do it at the after party. If we can get an after party, it's New York. You can just stand on an avenue and start playing music. That's what people do, right? Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much.
I'll be in the middle of 100 really good musicians from Oberlin. I will.
I bet you could draw a crowd. I can see I can see Greg. Well, you'll be by Carnegie Hall, so you'll be by Central Park. But I can see you standing at like the opening at 59th and Central Park West, just playing your clarinet and drawing a crowd. Just put a little
I
case
played
out. I
there.
bet.
When we went
can
there
sell
for
your
the UN
books.
concert, I played in Central Park, around where you said.
Bring your books, buy a book,
And-
get a song.
Yeah,
There you go.
buy a book, get a
And yes,
free
if you
song.
haven't
with it.
got, yeah, and if you haven't got his book, please order his book through him. He'll let you know where you can get that. It's his tribute
I'll
to
put it in the
urban
chat. I'll
cowboy.
put it in the chat.
Yeah, they'll put it in the chat, but it's his tribute to urban cowboy poetry, which we love. And I love
Also,
that Greg
Urban
continues
Cowboy
to do that.
Poetry on Facebook and YouTube also.
Very easy. Yep, urban cowboy poetry at Gmail, right, where people can also
Right.
reach out to you, right? Yep. And get that book. It's a beautiful book. I have a signed copy of the book. It says Beanie God in it, which I love. So thank you so much for that, Greg. And we hope to see you again in New York City in the new year. We will come as long as our schedules align. We will be there to support you.
Cool.
All right. Awesome. All right. We're going to keep this train moving in our first round and we'll get to a second round. So on deck, we got my twisted twin, Nick P. But up to the mic now, as I said earlier, he is on his way to breaking the Guinness World Records of haikus, and we're very proud of him for that. He's producer and MC here at Word is Right, and he hosts his haiku show on Sundays, and he can mention and talk more about that. But please welcome to the mic now, Chance on Bird.
Good evening. Happy Hanukkah, Lizzie.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I have about 4 haiku to share. I just finished a journal, so I'm on to my next journal. Haiku. Happy Hanukkah, 8 whole days of gift giving, Jewish holiday. A part-time lover treats you like a game of craps, but plays the victim. Tonka. Languages unite. Foreign words I don't yet know, yet they resonate. The power of language speaks to my soul for the ages. And when poets meet up, it becomes free therapy where words tend to heal. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are beautiful tonkas and haikus. Thank you so much. Let the people know where they can catch your show at Word is Right.
You can catch me on second and fourth Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern. I don't know whether we're having one this Sunday or not because it's Christmas. But usually it's second and fourth Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Very cool. We'll go check out his workshops. And yeah, and keep cheering him on. He's gonna break the world record. What number are you up to now, Shanson?
3,056.
God damn. I mean, that's incredible, right? And it's not easy to write a haiku. It's
No,
hard
it's
to write
not.
in syllables. So keep going. You got our support. And when he breaks it, we're probably gonna have like a giant Zoom party on here at Word is Right. I can't imagine we won't. So keep on cheering him on, because then the sooner it happens, sooner we'll get to have a Zoom party, right? Who doesn't love a Zoom party? Which, I mean, everything at the Word is Right is a Zoom party. So congratulations on that, Shanson. Check out him on the second and fourth Sundays. He's the producer here with his haiku workshop, and I'm sure we will hear a little more from him later this evening. And thank you for the Hanukkah wishes. I enjoyed your Hanukkah haiku, so thank you. All right, on deck we got Martin Parker, but up now, and he owes me an in-person hug because I miss him like crazy. He has his show tomorrow night here at the Word is Right. He is a producer and MC here. It is Right to the Mic with Nick Paleologos. He is the prompt master. Nick gives some of the best prompts of artists I know. The Epic Pankus and Kunda Beanie, both are all his prompts, because the only way to write an Epic Panku is you need a lot of prompts while you're having a nervous breakdown. You can catch him on IG, The Real Nick P, sometimes at the New York Poets Cafe, BWOMs, Thinkabulary, many other places. And he is my twin. He is my brother. He comes to my rescue whenever I need him, and I love him so, so much. So please welcome to the mic, Nick Paleologos.
Why, what a lovely introduction right there. I don't think I'll ever be able to top that at any given point of my life. So
You can read poetry. That's how you top that. He owes me a hug. That's how he's gonna top that.
you will receive your hug upon presence. So don't worry, it's coming. Don't worry, I will get you your hug. It'll be the quote unquote 911 hug. I like the vice grip hug that what Christopher put in the chat, but Generalissimo gave that one. I was like, that's perfect. It just flows.
Is that like a tight? Does that mean like a very strong hug?
It's like a vice grip hug, or excuse me, what Christopher said, a viper grip hug. I believe it's what was in there.
What does that mean?
I accidentally spelled it wrong. Sorry.
I mean, that's
So
beautiful.
what does it mean though? 'Cause I'm curious because I've hugged Nick like a million times, so I don't know what it means.
So
It means my ribs hurt.
Oh.
I hugged Christopher so hard when I met Christopher that
Aw, you were just excited.
it hurt. I was talking about it. The same thing.
Nick does give great hugs, but he's never like hurt my ribs because I've hugged Nick many times. Because we live across the road from each other. I live in Manhattan and he lives in New Jersey, so we share a river.
Only a 30-minute ride away.
It really is very, very nice how close we all live. Me and Paul Conqueso and Abe Cardota, we all live very close. And Maddie Marquian, who's also a published author here of Frederick books. He's in the original poets. We have so many people. See? But I've never like felt like it was too tight when you hug me. Like I'm always happy. But no, he's never like hurt my ribs. So.
I'm glad that you enjoyed the hug and you did not get hurt from it. But
I just want to say, like, enjoy the hug like normal, not like
in a normal way. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Way
Yeah.
it's like it's a nice hug.
Yeah.
We see each other a lot, but it's never hurt or felt like uncomfortable. It's just nice.
Fair enough, right there. All right, well, we can keep talking about the hugs and everything, but I have a poem for you tonight. So it's a lot different than what I've been doing and everything. So this one is actually remixed. So I don't know if anyone has ever heard of this poet named Dale Wimbrow, but if anyone's not heard of Dale Wimbrow, so this famous coach Bill Parcells remixed his poem. So I decided to remix that poem and modernize it a little bit. So this is the modern version, I guess you could say, so to speak, of Dale Wimbrow's The Guy in the Glass. Here we go. When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you monarch for a day, just go to a mirror and look at yourself, and see what the one has to say. For it isn't your parent, sibling, or spouse whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts the most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. Some people may think you are a straight shooting chum and call you a wonderful person. But if the person in the glass says you are only a bum, if you can't look straight in the eye, that's the fellow to please. Never mind all the rest. For that one with you clear up to the end, and you've passed your most dangerous, difficult test. If the one in the glass is your friend, you may fool the whole world down the pathway of life, and get pats on the back as you pass. But your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you cheated the one in the glass.
Oh, that was lovely.
So I want to thank Dale Wimbrow, and also want to thank Bill Parcells for that one too as well, because it was actually a documentary I was watching and Bill was reciting this poem. I'm like, what? Like, this is like one of the biggest football coaches in the world. He's reciting a poem by Dale Wimbrow that I've never heard of before. And I'm like, I want to remix that one. So I was like, that one is like cool and everything too. So I'm glad I got the chance to share the remixed version of that one and everything.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you.
That's actually Dale Wimbrow's poem, so I'm giving Dale Wimbrow credit and everything too as well for writing
Yeah,
that.
we love cover here, right? Because we learn from each other. We're connoisseurs before we're poets, right? That's how we learn. Did you want to share another one?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
go
do you mind if I share a few haikus that I've actually been working on?
Yeah, please do.
All right, sounds good. So I'm gonna give you 3 haikus right here. These are out of a bunch that I've written. The art of battle. A slow dance with the roses, petals cut too deep. Cold chill of winter, touch of depression on the lips. Purple death ensues. Snow approaches ground, disguises the earth in white. Sunny wish grows cold.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Please check out, he also has a book with Red or Green Books, Adverse Reaction. He's a part of the next 10. So please check out his book, his mic tomorrow night. We're the Twisted Twins, so we're back to back. Right to the mic where he does his writing workshop, and then he goes live with an open mic later in the evening. And anything else? You can also find him at the New York and Poets Cafe and other platforms. Anything else you want to promote?
I have nothing really else coming up that soon. I mean, it is the holiday season and everything like that. I'm gonna drop the Zoom info for you all right here and everything too. So that's the Zoom meeting right there for mine. So if you're in chat right there, that's that. You can copy that right down right there and everything. You'll be a-okay, good to go and everything too as well, you know? Yeah.
And he's also a cosplayer, so you can also find him at conventions where he does really cool cosplay. I've got to see many of his different tributes too, and it's really interesting. He's taught me a lot about it since we've met the last couple of years, and it's a really interesting form of art.
Oh, absolutely. It's fun because I could take literally like, oh, there's like some cloth over here. Like, let me just sew that up and make a costume real quickly. Let's go. Let's have some fun. Like it's wild.
It's amazing. I know. I love it. I love his cosplay. It's always very impressive what you put together. And I've learned a lot about it since I've met you, because I didn't know too much about it before I met you.
I'm working on a Dr. Frankenstein costume too as well. So, and it's actually from an anime, and is the character's name is actually Dr. Frankenstein, and it has like a screw like right over here and everything. So how I'm gonna do it is gonna be really cool and everything too. So I'm not gonna reveal how I'm gonna do it just yet, but it's gonna be cool.
Well, hopefully he'll bring that to the next New Yo hybrid. He usually dresses in cosplay for hybrids.
I want to be able to also make the screw turn a little too, so it'd be pretty cool too.
Oh god. This is gonna be, I'll be in the cafe, like we'll be at karaoke, it'll be like 2 a.m. I'll probably just be like fucking around with like the screw on his head.
Not gonna
Because
lie,
after I perform, we know because we know what happens after I perform. We know what happens. Yeah.
True.
It's a thing. It's
True.
a thing. I don't do it before, but after all that's, well, karaoke, no one cares. So you can just be, we don't have to be professional for that one. Paul's like, do whatever you want. But yes, if you are in New York City, or it's also hybrid, we on the second Saturdays a month, we have our hybrid open mic, the New York and Poets Cafe. That is hosted by my Beanie brother, Advocate of Words, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's all mediums of art. And it's in the world famous American Poets Cafe. And then after at 9:30, Paul Conqueso, our good friend here, hosts with usually themes. I think Y2K is the next theme. I think he told me. So come hang out and sing some songs and find out while I'll play around with the screw on Nick's head till about 2 a.m. Anyway, thank you so much, Nick. We'll hear more from you later this evening. All right. Well, who's up now? Okay, on deck, we got Marissa, but up to the mic now. I've actually been thinking about him a lot because he does beautiful elegies, and I need to write one for my grandmother because it's been almost a year since we lost her. So I've been thinking about Martin a lot. So please welcome to the mic now, and I, of course, have his mug for our 1-year anniversary. Check out his beautiful mugs and all the merch he's got. Martin Parker.
Well, thank you so much. Thought I'd read a couple that I've just come to recently. One at a workshop and just one out of the thin air, memories from the past, analogy. But I'll start with this one that came to me at Tumblewords a few weeks ago. This is my subaquatic abode. My house, it lies at the bottom of a stream, watched over by the crab in its stellar lair. My eyes look up as the waters flow past, and very seldom do I come up for air. No one has ever seen my abode, but on those occasions when I crack the door, some people may get a fleeting glimpse of light that illuminates its fluid floor. And then, if I can remember where I put it here, I have an elegy for someone who was one of the chaperones at the Quaker youth meetings I used to go to. So this is reflections on how the light of fortune lingers on. And it's in loving memory of Ed Lukash, whose name can be translated as Fortune Light. He played his guitar that very first time I attended a gathering of Quaker youth that met within Morristown's meetings walls, with fortune-filled lines that echoed with truth. From Cat's simple tune of a shadow of the moon to Jim's jaunty tale of Chicago's hell, a sympathetic soul with a light-bearing name, and a song I wouldn't place till later, oh well. Then on that last day we passed in the hall, after meeting where thoughts had been shared by all. I'll never forget his words so kind, we need to hear more of what's in your mind. Never knew quite why you had to die with so few days of your life gone by. And it's taken me a while to realize, Ed, that I really should share these lines in my head. And thank you very much.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Thank you so much for being a mainstay here with us and always sharing your elegies and your work. And I know he's got some anthologies out, right?
I've been involved with a couple anthologies for the DC Poetry Collective. I had the chance to do the artwork for the covers, so that was cool. And I can put in links for those, and my website where you can see more of my artwork, like on Lizzie's mug there, and my background with my wave and everything. And
I got the elephant.
Freak sneak peek. This is my holiday card for this year. Just got finished.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You can see it.
We can see it a little bit, but that's it. Yes, he makes really beautiful word art. I have the elephant mug. I think it's 200 languages. Right?
I think there's about 250 on that one, 220, something like that. Yeah, I just love collecting data on words and same word in different languages. And I realized, I can start turning these into designs. So
yeah, it's beautiful. I love the wave behind you because I'm a water sign, and then I love the elephant. It's so cute.
Yeah,
and I just spilled seltzer all over myself. That's why I turned my camera off.
Yeah, the thing
the elephant trunks.
Think about having fun with the animals and stuff, like sometimes like, wow, there's a lot of words for this particular animal. What if I restrict it to languages spoken where the animal lives? So that's what I did with the elephant and several others. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it's on Zazzle. You can check all that out. And I know he does hats and mugs and many other cool things. He does books. Yeah, so please get yourself one, and don't spill seltzer all over yourself. I'm just clumsy.
I'll put more links in the chat, and I put a link into the birthday card on the website for Chris earlier tonight.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was lovely. Oh, thank you, Martin. We'll hear more from Martin when we do round 2. All right. To close out our first round, of course. To close out our first round, we're going to have our executive producer, Marissa Plata, read for us.
Okay, so I just want to let y'all know what to expect coming up into 2023, right? We have our New Year's Eve show, which is going to be amazing. We're celebrating each of the time zones. Terry Rose, let me know which time zone you would like to help co-host. I don't think I wrote that down. Anyways, so January, don't forget, the first Saturday of the month, we're doing a movie night. Right. And I have this so I was going to do Tim Burton, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe like You know what I've been wanting to watch, and it's cold and winter, and you want like a nice, funny, beachy movie? I'm thinking Weekend at Bernie's, which
yeah,
is
that's a fun one.
damn funny, right? And so I was thinking Weekend at Bernie's versus it's the oh my god, of course my brain stops working. It's an Adam Sandler movie, The Wedding Singer, right? So I was trying to figure out, like what to do, right? Because they're funny and they're great. And it's just when it's cold and winter, you want funny movies. So, but I think the next one, like the next movie night, I really want to do Edward Scissorhands versus Beetlejuice. So we'll kind of try and see. I'm trying to pick movies like my features that are kind of similar. So the first Saturday of every month, we're going to have movies. But here we go. January 14th is Baba Ungoma Hill and Avacha are going to double feature. The stupendous, like, what a way to launch the beginning of 2023. January 21st, we have Sky's the Limit and Prince McNally. January 28th, we have Tori Lutz and poet Sophia Falco. Moving into February, we have William Washington, Jeff Taylor, Kendra Murphy, also known as My K. Nichelle. We have Gifted. So far, also, we're into March. March 25th, we have Rich Boucher, who is a poet here in Albuquerque, and he is double featuring with the one and only Nemo Soom. So, like, I'm so excited to already have Nemo on the books for March. Like, we're not stopping for Saturday nights. We also booked January's Moist Mondays. So if you're interested in coming to do Moist Mondays, reach out to us and let us know. So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. Awesome shit happening here already for 2023. All right, so I have American Graveyard pulled up. Give me a number between 1 and 196.
1 and 196?
Yeah.
I don't know.
22.
Is mine like on page 50? Right. I'm guessing. I don't remember.
57.
All right, Park William, maybe for the next, let's see. Terry Rose put 22 in the chat. So let me scroll down to see who's on page 22. This is actually really good.
Nemo, let me know. Nemo, let me know what date you're doing your feature, so that whether I'm out or not, I can pull up my Zoom.
It's going to be Saturday, March 25th.
Oh, I don't think that's a hybrid night. Maybe I'll be in.
Okay.
March 25th?
Yes.
I will have just run a 10K for Broadway Cares Equity Fights Aid, so I'll actually probably be home just icing.
All right, so we'll do this. I'll do two because this is a short poem. This is a poem by Charlene Neely. So everyone understands, this is from the American Graveyard Calls to End Gun Violence anthology. Life expectancy of 19 children. Before COVID, the average Joe could expect to live 78.7 years. After COVID, it had dropped 6 years. And because some people think they need access to artillery meant to be used in war only, for fun, for whatever excuse they can think of, 19 children and 2 teachers, protectors, died. That is a loss of 22,885 days stolen from each child who might have found a cure for cancer, become president, or brokered world peace. 19 lives that lost 434,824 hours in which they would have graduated, raised a family, made a difference in the world or in one life. Their parents will not hold the grandkids these boys and girls would have produced. 19 families that will never again be whole. I tell you, this anthology, y'all, like, it's gonna shake some shit up. Park Quillian, what was the number you said?
57, like Heinz 57.
All right, here we go. Let me scroll down. All right, 57 is Ike Waltz's poem, The Abyss of Man. When the gods defend their teachings with guns, put into the hands of their creation, in whatever God's name, when man plants these guns, when man plants these guns in their Garden of Eden and claim that irrigation with blood is just as like watering history. And it's the blooded finger that makes God's miracle grow. Man sells God a lot, and you can profit from guns on stock market gains. The seeds of carnage make you a holy man. The gods have blind eyes, and in his image, we too do not care when we pray. What we do is not believing anymore in what we hear and what we say. Just pray him his desperate lie. As long as there is obedience, as long as you pray, they say the swamp of forgiveness throws you that repenting lifeline anytime. Just hang on to that convenient belief that, hang on, that there is our man-made God with a magnum gun on his hip who blesses every shot. Keep shooting, keep shooting, keep praying for your truthful gun. In guns we trust. Yes, America. We must join the NRA. It seems the gods like the smell of fire. Gods want to hear you say, stand your Christian ground, shoot and pray, when nothing turns out to be less than nothing, and something is not even worth a compromise. Then all turns towards utopia, called the abyss of man. And that is by Ike Waltz.
That's gorgeous. We love Ike. I know Ike from mostly the Nuyorican community, and he's incredibly inspiring. I mean, everyone is, but Ike always he's like me. He's just not really afraid to say what it is.
Oh,
I have so much respect for him.
I had a poem accepted to a literary project this year, and the opening line is, I heard Ike Waltz once say, war is a human disease. And I put him in the very first line because that one, he hit me with that, and I was like, oh, the fuck?
Oh, I love him so much. And he's been sharing a lot. He's been sharing a lot of digital art lately, and it's really beautiful. I mean, everyone in this community inspires me. Like, and I don't just say that. Truly, I'm inspired by everyone in this room that was here tonight, here now, and who we meet. Because it challenges us to just want to be more potent in our own work. So
yeah, this anthology.
I want to say something.
Hit numbers.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Black Silver.
I want to say something about your poem, Marissa. You know, it's like in guns we trust. Let me tell you something about me. I do not own a gun, and I feel completely safe. I do not, guns don't protect me. Truth protects me. Source. I'm not, I kind of like have this like funny thing about just saying God, but like the source protects me. The source, the loving, protective, motherly source that we all come from, watches over me and protects me. You know, I do not own a gun and I feel completely safe. So I just want to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't own a gun either, by the way. I don't
And
either.
technically, it wasn't my poem. Ike Waltz wrote
Yeah, it was
that poem.
Ike's.
Just reading
Yes,
it.
it was Ike's.
Graveyard Anthology. A couple weeks ago, maybe even a month now, there was a car that was pulled over not that far from my house here in Albuquerque. And inside was a young man. I want to say he was 21 or 23. He was young, Hispanic. And in New Mexico, the vehicle is an extension of your home. So you're allowed to have guns in your car. And apparently, whatever happened, sorry, Lizzie, I was letting G in. Apparently, whatever happened was he had somehow hit or gotten into the middle of between the two roads, and his car, I don't know, something had happened, but the police got involved. And when they got involved from whatever had happened, apparently in the commotion of the car getting stuck or having wrecked, I think it wasn't a wreck, but it was like having the car come to rest where it rested, the gun came out of the console of the car and was just there. And so when police arrived on scene, they saw that there was a gun, and they wound up shooting and killing this young man. He didn't have it like in his hand or pointing it at them or anything like that. And it's just like, I mean, it's almost one of those things that's like, save your life, don't put a gun in your car. But like here, this shit's dangerous. Y'all, like, we got 100,000 migrants ready to come over the border, through, 200 miles away. And they're coming up 2.5 million since COVID. Like, it's so much. And I'm not saying anything negative about that, but there's a lot of things that come up across the border. A lot. There's a lot of trafficking, and with trafficking comes guns and drugs. And I live in a border state where we see a lot of riffraff, a lot of cartel activity here. And if you can't have a gun in your car, to protect yourself, the police gonna kill you? Like, that's where I have an issue.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Something, I don't really have anything like against guns. I mean, like, literally right now, I'm wearing pants designed for the SWAT team. Like, I literally shop at like tactical and like military websites. But I just feel like if you're gonna own a gun, like, you better be ready for that drama. It's like, I believe, like, live by the gun, die by the gun. It's like, you better be ready for like that drama. And I'm just like not about that drama. So like I'm just not about that drama. I feel like when you like, I mean, what kind of message does that put out when you're just walking around in Walmart with a big old Glock just like hanging out to your side for everybody to see? Like, I've literally been in Walmart and seen people just walking around with guns, just like doing their grocery shopping. Like, it's that serious.
No need for that. There's no need for that.
Yeah, it's like, it's just a little too much.
People have trauma around guns,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't personally, so guns scare me. I will never own a gun. If someone needs, it's not for me. If someone needs a handgun to protect themselves and is trained properly and knows how to lock that up and keep it from not harming people regularly, I understand that. Personally, it's not something I need in my house to protect me or on my person. I have a baseball bat, like, by my bed. So that's what I'm gonna do if I ever feel there's a predator coming for me. I keep a baseball bat by my bed. But this anthology, I hope, teaches people the seriousness of not just gun violence but gun ownership. That we shouldn't just be allowed to buy assault weapons, right? I mean, look what's happening. Parents are getting the worst phone call in the world. I'm not a parent, but I can't imagine getting a phone call that your child has is gone. I can't imagine that. It's horrible and scary. And this anthology is hopefully going to change the conversation, just like Marissa does with all the anthologies, right? I mean, we're trying to end the stigma.
Right? I mean, we're trying to end the stigma.
And if we can just mute ourselves,
And
please.
if we just mute ourselves, please.
Thank you. Little back feed, sorry.
I know, I'm trying to
I was just saying,
as their mics come open.
no, it's okay. Thank you. If someone wants to comment, that's fine. It's just a back feed. But I was saying, like, we're trying to end the stigma of people talking shit about erotic anthology or touching tongues. We're trying to make sure people value our LGBTQ people equally because we're all human, right? And this, though this book focuses on LGBTQ queer people, it's a book of humanism.
Right.
I mean, I had an ally say that to me. Diane Murray Ward said to me, it's not just a book of LGBTQ people, it's a book of humanism. And that was so important to make sure people knew. And with the gun violence anthology and all the other anthologies that Marissa and books Marissa puts out, Marissa makes sure to put books out that are going to change the world, right? And that it makes people think. Oh, she got a brainchild. Marissa just got a brainchild.
You want to know something really cool? Okay, so it's really actually just happened today, which I'm so excited about. I guess we can announce it. It's not a super big secret, but for those of you who are part of the RGB family, I guess y'all listening now will know before the rest of them. So I have decided, I made a list of things that I want to improve on in the press for this coming year. I've put together, or I've commissioned for someone to put together an awards nomination committee. And my goal is to have every book through RGB nominated for some kind of award. And I'm so excited that Maureen Medina is going to head up the committee, and she is just wonderful. And so, like, we're going to have a whole nomination process, and there'll be a whole committee to help with nominating books, because we need to get the work out there in the places that need more color, need more education, need more like raw, like we're the frontline poets, right? We are the pandemic poets. We're on the front lines of fucking life. And so much, I feel some of these awards are kind of reserved for the upper echelons of certain circles, and we really need to break through that. So this is really a David and Goliath thing, and we're trying to really break the system with that.
Well,
so
that's wonderful. Yeah. And Maureen is Maureen, who was nominated with me and Greg for Pushcart. If you haven't got her book, My Fears Out Loud, she's amazing. Maureen is one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met. She owes us a trip back to New York City. And she also hosts here at Word Is Right. She has a beautiful workshop at 1 p.m. on Tuesdays, second and fourth Tuesdays a month, Eastern Standard Time. I love it. Her prompts are very inspiring. I think a lot of my most vulnerable work actually comes out of her workshops because it's a brave and safe space. And that's the thing. When you create such a safe and brave environment like that doesn't feel forced, it just feels like a little bump on the bottom. That's when your strongest and most vulnerable work comes out. Marissa, if you can just keep an eye on, check that waiting room, because I'm not familiar with that name. You might be.
I don't know the name, but I mean, we can certainly
Can you say?
Invite them.
Can you? Oh, yeah, sorry.
I mean, I wasn't familiar with the name, so I was just leaving it up to you.
Yeah, sorry. If people want to, they'll come back. But yeah, so if Maureen Medina, I think that's a wonderful idea for the committee. All of our fellow authors in the press should be nominated for something, because every book in that press is just it's so diverse, so different. And a lot of it does talk about mental health, because I think we feel freedom to talk about our mental health in our poetry, right? Which is very important in these spaces too. So I'm excited to hear more about that in the new year. I'm sure I'll hear a whole lot more about that.
Will be coming soon. We'll be emailing them out to everyone with nomination forms, so you can nominate books for different things, including your own book. But the committee is the only one. And by the way, I don't sit on the committee. I just serve as peripheral support system. So if anyone is interested in sitting on the committee, the only requirement is they have to be a published RGB poet in some sort of RGB publication in order to do that. But the goal is, even backtracking to the original poets, getting everyone nominated for something at some point. And then our other goal is to have the winning book on Goodreads. We're, having that's one of our David and Goliath goals for next year, is to pick a book and to have that be the winning book on Goodreads. So we're working hard, laying some of the foundation for that. But
Marissa already knows the one I'm going to nominate, but if a book saves your life, how can you not? No.
Yeah. Well,
it saved my life. I mean, how can I not?
So you got to be on the nomination committee in order to be able to pick, right? The nomination committee is they have the voting power to decide which one is going to go. And I say one because if everyone is voting for everyone's books, then you don't get one that has all the votes. And we need 251 votes to beat the current reigning book on Goodreads. So, the idea is to pool all of our votes to support one book on Goodreads. It doesn't mean that the rest don't get reviews. Everyone gets reviews. Everyone gets, that. But as far as nominating it for the Goodreads Book Award every year.
Yeah. That's wonderful. I've been checking on the Excel sheet and making sure I'm writing a review and checking off my list as they come in, and just stalking our authors a little bit that may not have updated it on the Excel sheet, and just checking it out.
There's only so many I have 40 names on there and 40 books, and
but it's also not hard it's not hard if you have the book on you to type in an ISBN number and it comes up who the author is, and you just it takes 5 seconds. That's all. It takes 5 seconds to review the book.
They're not on, the ones who are not in the spreadsheet are not on there. The author has to go be part of the librarians and then get their book added.
Some of our authors who self-published prior to Red or Green Books might have their books on Amazon and it was already there. That's all I meant. But
that's true. That's
right?
True.
Okay.
On Goodreads so that we can give it reviews.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah. So MD Live and Marissa
is
talking
the holiday,
about that.
It might take a while, but just stay on them, ride them like Seabiscuit if you have to get your book on there.
Anyway.
When we start to roll and rock out RGB books, like, can you imagine the top 10 slots being all RGB books? Like, let's get the fuck out. Let's go.
Yeah, it should be, because they're some of the best authors. And I'm not saying me, I'm saying I'm in the company of some of the best authors in the world. And I'm very lucky that Marissa believes in our work so much. Also, just to plug a little bit before we start round 2, January 31st at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm hosting a sonnet workshop. So reach out to me about that. It's only $5 to attend, right? Not a lot of money, but we're going to explore Shakespeare and sonnets and write some of our own. It's going to be really fun. I'm excited to teach that at the end of January. All right, we're going to start round 2, and then Nick is going to close us out after I statement at the end of the eve. After our I statement at the end of Nick will read the Beanie blessing. Brian, welcome. Did you want to go first in round 2?
Sure,
Okay,
I'll go first.
Okay, Brian's going to go first.
So bear with me for 1 second. Let's see what I'm going to pull up for you. I'm going to do 2 or 3 pieces if that's okay, Leslie.
Yeah, you will give. So in the second round, we'll each do 3 minutes because I want to round out by midnight, and then we'll go back to the top of our list. I like the chair, by the way.
Thank you.
I feel like you're going to tell me a story.
Well, no, if I tell you the story, it'll be much more than 3 minutes. So I'm going to do Why We Shed Tears Instead of Keeping Them in a Shed. The poet Heli Shah has proclaimed a man should be a man when he sheds his first tear. What happens when we hold back a tear? When we continue to hold back our tears? When we refuse our anger for a smile of deceit? When our largest fear becomes a fear of emotion? Where does the body store all that salt from all those held back tears? In the stomach, in the heart, in the disposition? Does the salt leach into all our emotions? Does it slowly disintegrate Our psyches, like salt deposited by snowplows, cause potholes that become sinkholes. Why do our tears carry salt? Why do our tears carry salt? What happens to that salt when we hold back tears? Why people greet me with Gesundheit instead of hello? Every once in a while, I feel a tear on the outside corner of each eye decide to not drop. They are synchronized swimmers at opposite ends of a pool who walk away from a show rather than dive in. It's like these that has my nostrils itchy, never comes to fruition. I can feel worn out, let down, and relieved at the same time when anticipation refuses me a drop of ketchup from a bottle that enjoys being spanked. Both the tears and the sneeze are my body making physiological decisions to conserve specific resources for more urgent future events. I realistically realize that the reality of my potential as a synchronized swimmer is hampered by lack of athletic prowess, swimming skills, and no sense of timing. Then again, I can cry like a summer afternoon in Alabama and blow the roof off any house with a single sneeze. And one final piece, elegy or eulogy for a grape. The sapphire grape was delicious. It was sweet with a slight edge of wine. Its prettiness preceded itself. Its sleek, lanky physique and purple, almost black skin had other varieties of grapes accusing it of perpetuating unrealistic standards of beauty. The grape would have been tasty in jelly smashed by toes into wine, roasted to accompany a za'atar rub grilled lamb chop, or frozen as ice in a signature drink in a celebrity chef gastropub. Instead, it came to its demise by virtue of my teeth, the pleasure of my insatiable sweet tooth. Of course, I was able to make sure it wasn't alone by devouring at least a dozen of its closest friends. Thank you.
Aw, thank you, Brian. That's beautiful. And you can check out his book, Everything is in My Mind, with Red Green Books. So that'll be something you
Everything
can
I
nominate.
think is all in my mind. I got it.
Sorry,
Don't worry.
never.
And
My
I
apologies.
want
Everything
to
I think is
thank
in my mind.
I want to thank my lovely niece Shaki for stepping in for me yesterday when my internet was just all wackadoodle. So thank you, Shaki, my love.
Yeah, thank you, Shocky. We love our team here at Word is Right for being like we're just very active in our chat and we take care of each other. By the way, if anyone wants to host August 1st, 2023, while I'm in the middle of nowhere, Canada without Wi-Fi, it's my brother's wedding. I think that's a valid reason, and it's a year from now. No, we love Shocky. We love Brian. You can get his book, Everything I Think is in My Mind. Sorry. And he also hosts every first and third Mondays here, Cafe Generalissimo on Zoom, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is kind of like a pre-open mic to the New Weekend Poe Cafe or Moist Mondays when that happens, when Marissa hosts that. So thank you, Brian. Is there anything else you want to say, promote?
I'm good for now. Thank you very much.
You're good for now. All right. Thank you, Brian. Brian owes us a trip back to New York City, so I hope we get to see him in the new year. All right. Back up to the mic. I was kind of hoping Wally would make an appearance, but maybe is Wally asleep?
Yeah, he's asleep in his crate.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Well, Nemo's got a really cute puppy named Wally. It's so cute. He's so cute. But please welcome back our
Yeah.
gorilla poet for the night, Nemo song.
Thank you. And I have this problem where when someone says, "Do you have anything to promote?" my mind goes blank, and I go, "Oh no, nothing at all." And it turns out I have like three things I've got going on with people that are here tonight. So, on January 11th, I'm going to be on Chris Moore's open mic. So that's we've actually had that planned for a while. I'm excited about that. Oh God.
Just go to everything
Marissa,
Nemo does. Just go to
March
everything Nemo
25th.
does.
And then I'm going to be on Shocky Out Loud on the 1st of January, right?
Yes. New
Yes.
Year's Day.
Yes.
We're
Okay.
it's gonna be a very queer time. Gay, queer, ally.
Oh my God, that
friendly.
is the 5th day of the week show right there. A very queer time.
No.
Yes. Yes.
And if anyone else wants to host that, that's not me or Shocky. Because we need naps. I'm getting my first day off since July, because it was supposed to be Thanksgiving this weekend. And I actually might cry that it's happening, because not having a day off for 6 months or 5 months is a lot. So, all right. But yeah, if you want to host a queer time, reach out to Marissa. But we're going to hear from Nemo now.
All right, thank
We're going to
you.
hear from Nemo.
I have another micro triptych. I admire your unconquerable soul. But what of us who have been forced to surrender? I strode naked into the darkness, and I was brave. But what I found ensnared me. It twisted and tightened and did not relent. I have cried plenty and winced more than once. What of us who were broken, but do not wish to be bowed? I was whole and happy once. What of us who fear not the darkness of the grave, but the horror of the here and now? If you are going to prepare a place for me to land, you should know I still come in too fast over the trees, and my throttle can be a bit moody when I'm touching down. I like to fly in the worst conditions, and I'll come in with my engines on fire and the landing gear stuck. When the wind shear is particularly bad and the rain flows sideways, that's when you'll see my light just over the horizon coming in too fast. He has so much potential, they said, if only he would apply himself. But I didn't. Books stayed closed, and I played imaginary games in imagined places with imaginary people who made sense because their mothers and fathers loved them. I wish I could say that I defied my parents all along, but there was so much shame, so much doubt, so many times my face burned at their disappointment. Oh, the power of disappointment, of guilt. I learned to fight myself, learned to hate the dreamer who looked out the window instead of working, foreshadowing the day I would stare into the distance, an unmarked test in front of me, pen down, heartbroken, the day after my father left for good. My anonymity became my refuge. Odysseus said it to save his life. When he got home, he killed everyone. I say it to save my dignity. There is no one who calls me son. Someday, somebody, maybe. For now, I am no one. Thank you.
Oh, let's go, Nemo. I wrote that down, when the rain flows sideways, to write a poem from that. And then,
Cool.
the power of disappointment.
Right.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. The poetry tonight has been wonderful.
Lizzie, we can't hear you. Even though you're unmuted, we can't hear you. I can't hear you. Anyways, fun fact about Deadpan. Oh, dang. Okay, no one gets to know the fun fact. Okay, your
Can
turn.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I took my AirPods out and maybe the Zoom got all messed up. You guys can hear me though?
Yes.
Okay, thank
Loud
you.
and clear now. Yeah.
I was just saying that that whole poem was all of those poems, every line was a quotable. And I can't wait till I get to see Nemo finally perform live. I'm so excited for that.
When I'm performing live?
Like in person, not on
Oh
video.
yeah.
That's
Me
this is
too.
technically live, but I meant like
I need
you
to
know.
get out more often to the live shows. I'm gonna try this week. So yeah.
Okay. I mean, I know Shane is always doing stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
like how close you guys live together.
I'm about an hour from her.
Oh, that's far.
Yeah.
Ish. Okay.
Ish.
That's far. That's not far at all.
Then again, that's how long it takes me to like get to the New York
was
cafe
gonna
from my
say.
apartment.
That's like would get to Harlem to the Bronx is an hour. It was just
No, actually, I mean, well, yeah, but they drive. Like it takes on the subway from my apartment. I live near Columbia. It does take me like about 45 minutes to actually get to the Eureka Poets Cafe.
I've driven
So-
12 hours to meet poets before.
Wow, God bless
Well,
you.
in a car driving.
It was, hey, it was a schlep just to get to Governor's Island.
Oh my God.
It's about an hour and a half to Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Yeah, I
when I
no,
go
an hour's
there.
not so bad actually.
Gee,
But
oh, here comes Rich Boucher. Wait. You gotta let Nemo read one more because Rich is here. And
if
Rich is
Nemo only if Nemo wants to read one,
only if Nemo wants to, but Rich
he does
just
not have to.
and he's gonna miss, you know, it's just of course he gets here when you're wrapping up, but
He might have seen it. Well, if Nemo wants to read one more, Nemo can, but if Nemo doesn't, he doesn't have to.
Yeah, no, I don't mind.
Okay.
If he's interested.
hey Rich.
I had not meant to be impolite. I was at another venue this evening and I just got home.
No,
So
you're
that
not
wasn't
being
intentional.
No,
you're
not
not
at
being
all.
impolite at all. You're just welcome. We're in our second round. If you want to perform tonight, just drop your name and I'll add you to the list. And if Nemo wants to share one more, he's more than welcome to.
Sure. This is poem 252. I know the ascent all too well. Slopes painted with my spent blood, scattered with the shredded banners of past rallies. It's my heart's deepest desire to get to the top of the hill, but there's this boulder, and it is with me wherever I go. Pushing the great rock upwards has carved grooves in the dirt. Sometimes I follow them. Sometimes I make new ones. And sometimes I want to change the path, but the boulder gets stuck in the ruts. I find myself having to repeat a route I know will end in failure. And I'll watch the boulder roll back down, crushing everything beneath it, bringing me back to the base, looking up, feeling broken. I've gotten to the top before, but the last time I found a wicked man whose face I've seen in the mirror. So I pushed him, and I felt him fall, and I dreamt that my world was tumbling, and I woke at the bottom, feeling scared. This time I'm keeping my head down, staying focused on the work. I can feel the weight of the burden shifting as my will grows stronger, and the climb begins again.
And this is why Nemo chose to record my synthesis poem for Intervisions.
Yes.
Which was amazing. And if you want to watch that, you can check my IG page or Nemo's Facebook or his IG page. It was wonderful to have him and many other poets do that. So thank you.
Yeah, it was an honor. Thank you.
Yeah. And if we ever do an audiobook, he'll probably read one of the sections because there's 4 sections. Robert, I got you on the list. Rich, if you want to perform, drop your name in the chat and I'd be happy to add you, but there's no pressure, of course, only if you want to. But thank you so much, Nemo. Check everything Nemo's out doing with Chris's show on the 25th here with Word is Right, everything he does with Guerrilla Poets and in the Charlotte area. They got some amazing artists down there, so thank you. All right, moving along. On deck, we got Terry Rose, if she's still around. Up to the mic now, if he wants to share one more time, is Chris Moore.
Yeah, I don't have a poem, but I can share some information.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, as Nemo said, he's going to be my feature for January the 11th. So yeah, plus he's also, if you want to hear some of his poetry before the 11th, he was the December poet for my podcast. So you could also check that out too, if you want to hear his poems before the 11th show. And I'm also very excited. Actually, I got more features booked up for my podcast and for my open mic. Believe it or not, Marissa, that anniversary show you did, I got 2 or 3 new features out of it. And that's great.
That's wonderful, Chris. Well, I'm so happy you're continuing to grow with our community. It should be mandatory to listen to Nemo's poetry. I think it should be mandatory as for humanity.
It's so true.
I agree.
No, I'm serious. I think humanity should have to just listen to Nemo. And if you're not going to Writing for Wellness on the 1st and 3rd, please go, because it is really just a special place where we get to.
You guys are so lucky I don't have an ego.
You don't have an
Well,
ego.
that's why we're promoting you for you.
No, Nemo, one of the reasons I love you is because you don't have an ego, because I'm surrounded by so many people that will be like, my ego is so big. And I'm like, you've mentioned that so many times that I could finish paying my student loans off before Biden does this thing. With the amount of times people say that. That's why I love Nemo so much. He's
So
just a
many
good
of
soul.
Nemo's poems made it into Butterflies and Lies. They were guerrilla poets workshops, and many that he did. And I write in his workshops. I write very well in his workshops.
Yeah,
and,
you do.
The poems I wrote in Guerrilla Poets made into Butterflies and Lies. It was like you just have to go. I mean, just. And I think at first, Nemo, like all of us, at first we didn't really know what we're doing on Guerrilla Posts, but the more we do it, the better it gets. And it's like a well-oiled machine now. We all been there a couple years now, so we all know what the fuck we're doing, and no one knows we don't know what we're doing, but we look like we know what we're doing, so it's still fucking great. But yeah, Guerrilla Poets, like Writing for Wellness, all of it, you have to go. It's just spectacular. And what Shane's doing is just amazing. I know Chris is doing a fundraiser for them, which I hope he shares the information on where to
I
write.
actually did. I did the fundraiser for my Thursday open mic, which wasn't as successful, but you can still donate for like the birthday fundraiser.
Perfect. Yeah, we were doing we did an annual fundraiser for Guerrilla Poets, except we didn't do it this year. But I know the first year we did like $1,200 for them in an open mic. And that was kind of like at the beginning of COVID, right? That like forged a lot of the
amazing. That was incredible.
Right?
Yeah.
It forged so many of the friendships between the communities. And I'm looking for a grant so we can go to Spain and walk the Camino Real. I'm looking for a grant for an RV so we can go go on a walkabout around the US, but on wheels. And there's a lot of things I'm still looking for that we can do with Guerrilla Poets that take us nationwide.
Yeah.
I'll definitely do the Spain one. That's where Maxine lives.
Yeah. So the Camino, El Camino, it goes from the border with France all the way to Galicia, to the cathedral up there. And
just don't do it at the end of May, because that's when the symposium.
No, well, the fall's probably better. It's a 28
around if we do it around the time like the New York City Poetry Festival happens, I can be there.
Yeah, because they weren't ready for us. Maybe Spain will be ready for us.
Oh, they had no idea what we were bringing. We scared them. We not in a bad way, by the way. Like, we were perfectly professional.
No, but in a bad way too. Like we
I mean, we were perfectly professional and like behaved ourselves. We shouldn't put it that way. I'm just saying, like, they didn't know, like, we were perfectly, everyone was on their best behavior. There was no drama or anything like that. It was a beautiful weekend. I wish it had just continued, but like, they were not prepared for the amount of talent we had with us.
Yeah.
And then there was that weasel with the booth.
With the camera. Yeah.
You know what was funny is that.
Yeah. I mean, like,
what?
When we turned our booth around and we pointed away from him, I guarantee you he didn't make any money the second day. Like, the first day, so many of our poets went and bought books from their booth, and second day in the rain, pouring rain, Nick P's out there like running around, like he in the fucking rain. Everyone with their umbrellas, right? Booked, sold out.
I kept Diane Murray Ward dry.
Right, you had 3 or 4 stages going, and everyone is in front of our booth for not just like 5 minutes, for the whole fucking weekend. Ray Jane opened on Sunday in the rain at 11 a.m. and it was packed, and it did not stop until 4 p.m. Like the whole damn day was full of people. It was amazing. New York is gonna have to, they're gonna have to make some concessions for us. Like we should have our own stage, in my humble opinion.
You know, I agree. I didn't think the time we got was enough. And like, we didn't do anything wrong. We just had like a makeshift mic and we just had so much talent. I mean, everyone knows the word is right.
We broke no rules. We
didn't break any rules. They were just pissed because they didn't have the same amount of talent as us. That's really it. They were just jealous for like, here's the thing. You can't put Ray Jane opposite a table of weasels and expect them to not be jealous. Because she is Queen Ray Jane for a reason.
But you see, like that guy made so much money at his booth because of our people. He was packed, and it wasn't to say that you couldn't get through. You could definitely get through.
Oh yeah, we didn't block anything.
But the fact that everyone's congregating around our booth, and when I say everyone, I mean 30 people. Like we're not talking about 2 people. We're talking about like 30 plus people, 30 to 50 people around our booth the entire fucking day. It was positive for everyone who was around us. I didn't want to block my peers on the other side by moving the banner, right? So like I was trying my hardest to help my neighbors. They told me to move everything over, and so I did, in which they closed their booth like within an hour. I felt so bad.
They were just jealous. At the end of the day, the reason they behave, and the perfect word for it is weasel, is because they were just jealous. They really didn't know that we would have all of these artists from around the world. We did. We had artists from all around the world and all around the country, and we just have so much talent at Red or Green Books, and the word is right. And a lot of us just happen to live in the tri-state area, but a lot flew in, obviously, from different places, and like they just were just, I guess, in shock of how much talent.
Oh my god, Nick Luis was amazing.
Who?
Nick Luis.
Oh, isn't he amazing? I love Nick. I just saw him. My boo. I just saw him a couple weeks ago.
Posts to get to today, but like I think like it was nonstop.
It was Elise and Nick and
we go back
and Shane opened and all of us. It was incredible.
If we go back next year, it's going to be like they're going to have to make concessions for us. Like, give me my own booth, but put me the hell away from everyone else so that the crowd isn't affecting everyone else. Like, if I'm going to have 30 to 100 people in my booth the whole weekend, give me my own booth, like away from everyone, since they don't want the business. Or make
they were just pissed. Well, they were just pissed because, like, that is the thing. We were allowed to sell our books. We're, of course, allowed to sell our books. We didn't do anything wrong, though. It was just jealousy. They're just jealous that we are ridiculously talented.
I want to make a statement, and it might be offensive to the person I'm going to say this about, but I think Terry Rose wrapped up in a blanket, lying down like that, looks so sexy.
Oh, it is sexy. It's hard for Terry Rose to not be sexy.
She has the most wonderful, lustrous hair. I mean, I love.
She is currently laying on a copy of her book. If anyone would like to buy that copy of her book,
that's fucking sexy as hell.
We'll send it to you with some body heat attached
to
it.
Oh my lord! She's flashing us. Okay. I've
gotten to hug that body heat many times.
She has a copy that's got body heat on it. If anyone wants the copy, it's $15 plus 5 shipping. You message her, she will get you a copy of that book.
Terry Rose is in the community of MILFs. There is a community of hot poet MILFs, and Terry Rose is one of the community MILFs.
Terry's just a MILF that no one wants to fuck.
What did you say?
One thing I wanted to say to Terry: you're too sexy for your book.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. Her book's pretty damn sexy.
It is a great book.
You opened it and looked at it?
All right, Chris Moore had something to say, and I think we cut him off. What did you want to say, Chris?
Yeah. And I was just about to say one more thing. Also, for the next episode, it will be posted on Monday, January 2nd. And the poet that I got for that is Joss Smalls. So
Oh my
on
God,
Monday,
We love Coach Joe.
yeah.
You know,
So-
he's
so-
forward for American Graveyard.
Yes.
Yes,
we
he
love
did
Coach
tell me
Ja.
that.
He's also a guerrilla poet, and he hosts his own show on Wednesdays. So
He was the
check all
runner-up
that out.
for the poet laureate for Charlotte.
Oh, that's neat. He didn't tell me that, and he did not tell me that in the podcast episode.
Yeah, he was the runner-up for poet laureate. Him, Shane, and anyways,
Jay Ward.
Jay Ward, Jay Ward, Shane Maynor, and Joss Smalls. They were all up for poet laureate of Charlotte. Jay Ward ultimately got it, but Ja's amazing.
Yeah, they
he
all are.
launched his new book, and he's gonna be here in New Mexico for the summit. So like, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to keep going so that we wrap up before midnight. But on deck, we have MD Live if he's still with us. And then wrapped up in a blanket, part of the MILF community with her book, is Tara Rose. I think she's muted.
Sorry. I was crunching on a bag of cheese pops earlier, and that's when you heard crunch, crunch, crunch.
Oh.
Anyway, I finished that. So that's my carb bloating for this evening. These are some haikus I wrote. I also like to write haikus. And this was in a Brian Generalissimo workshop that I wrote these next 3 haikus. Happiness happens. Hopefully, honestly, one. Happy honeybun. Happiness happens. Hover on clouds or earthbound. Heavenly harp sounds. Happiness happens. Hidden in tearful faces. Holding heart spaces. And then I have 3 more that are not from Brian's workshop. Lobster eggs Benny. They cost a pretty penny. Decadent breakfast. Pumpkin spice latte. Cannot get here quick enough. My fave spicy swill. Cookies and cream bar. Hershey Creatives nailed it. Scored with Oreo. Oops. Where's the phone? Won't stand up. I don't have a stand on this phone. It's a new phone and it's getting on my nerves so much. Come on. Stand up, phone.
You good?
Yep. Yeah, if it would stop falling down, that'd be even better. Should I do anything else?
I mean, you have another minute if there's something quick you want to do.
I have, since we were talking about New York, I wrote this poem from when we were in New York for the poetry festival. Listen to the rhythm of the rain splashing on the steamy, dark streets of the city that doesn't sleep, the city that in every corner has a story I will not begin to tell, only mine. When I am here and lost in the tunnels with a pickled guide who uses Google or God to find our way through the muddy waters, puddle jumping to the next train, train squealing to an elongated screech, grinding those brakes, line breaks on the poetry track, saxophonist busking louder as we approach and fading away in the distance, subway turnstiles jabbing me in the gut, once younger could jump, now faded away, stopped by time to catch the last train home as the full moon illuminates the night sky. Thank you.
Oh,
Let's go,
that's
Terry
gorgeous.
Rose.
Get her book that she's rubbing up against on, so you get that. I've gotten that heat. I've gotten to hug that heat.
I didn't put that where you where you thought I did.
Don't ruin that for me. Let me be. Let me live through vicariously through the MILF community. Anyway, buy that book. It's a beautiful collection of poetry, The Chameleon Chronicles. She hosts a lot of karaoke stuff with Vocabulary and does IG a lot. So give her a follow, check out her stuff and artwork. That's her artwork on the cover. She's an amazing artist. So just check all that cool stuff out.
Wait a minute,
All right.
that was Shane Maynor on the cover, not me. But I do
Oh, I
have
thought it was
artwork
you.
also. No, no, no. I don't want to take
Oh,
credit.
well, it
or
was
anything.
Shane. Okay. Well, kudos to
So-
Shane. We love Shane.
But in the book, all throughout the book, if anyone is interested, I do have artwork that accompany my poems in photography as well.
Yes, very nice. We love Shane and all the artwork shows, all the artwork from my books too. We love Shane. She's amazing. Executive director of Guerrilla
Yeah.
Poets. So
We
give
did
all
work
give all that
together.
a follow.
She created it though.
Yes, it's her baby. I get you. All right, very good. Thank you, Terry.
Okay.
All right. On deck, we got Black Silver, and up to the mic, if he is still with us, is MD Live.
Yes, I'm still here. I'm trying to find this piece since you guys brought up the anthology. It was a piece that I wrote that I wanted to put in there, but I got to it too late. It's taking me a second. Okay, here it is. It's called Brother to Brother. And if I have time, I like to read a funny piece called Sister to Sister. But brother,
Yeah, we're
brother,
doing about 3 minutes for the
okay,
second round.
brother to brother. Hey man, where you going with that gun in your hand? Down the block to shoot up the house of the person you just fought? Because he got the best of you? You might want to think about that. What if the first window you shoot out is the room of his son? What if the second window you shoot out belongs to his mom? What if the third window has an old lady resting in bed? Now everybody, everyone in that house is dead. For what, young buck? Because you wanted to show how tough you were and got your ass whooped? Brother to brother, put the gun down, man. You think you hard with that gun in your hand? There are harder brothers 6 feet deep. Keep on doing what you're doing and you're gonna join them. Maybe not today or even next week, but one day it's gonna be your body covered with a white sheet. Brother to brother, you better think. How do you even know that's where that man sleeps? He could have been just visiting and you just shut up the wrong house. Killed everybody. What you gonna do now? You can't duck and hide. You live on the same block. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows your face. If the cops don't get you, the people you kill, they family will. They gonna come shoot up your house. Then it's gonna be your family and body bags getting carried out. Young man, listen to what I'm saying. Brother to brother, put the gun down and let both families live another day in peace. And if I got time, I
Yeah,
read
you got
Sister to Sister, which is kind of a funny piece to me. But as it was in the first piece, it was two men talking. Now it's two women talking. Girl, don't let that man sell you a dream. Before you, he tried to sell it to me, saying stuff like, I'm a king and I want you for my queen. I said, if you're a king, where's your castle? He said, up the street around the corner. When he pointed out, I laughed and said, fool, that's your mama's house. Sis, you gotta listen to what these guys be saying. Pick apart their lies and watch them say, I was only playing. Sister to sister, I'm just saying, don't let these guys enjoy your cookie if they can't bake it with you. Check out what he really wants, and I can guarantee you all that he says is just a stunt. A real man don't want what's easy. He rather work than go hungry. So sister, the next time a man tries to sell you a dream so that he can taste your cookie, tell him not to bring only the flour, but bring all the ingredients and help you bake a masterpiece. Then and only then can he rest and eat in peace.
Thank you for those beautiful pieces. And please get his book that he co-wrote with his son, C.D. McClendon, I Do Every Day. You can get that through Red Room Books or both of the authors. And yeah, thank you so much for all that you do for Community MD Live. So happy you shared some offerings with us tonight. All right, we're gonna keep this train moving as we inch closer to midnight. On deck we got my Twisted Twin, Nick Paleo-Logos, and back up to the mic now we have Black Silver.
Audio check. Can you hear me? Okay, good. All
You're
right,
a
so I
little
have
low,
two
actually.
pieces. I'm gonna. Okay.
Just a little.
I'm gonna come up to the computer a little bit
That's
closer. Can
better.
you hear me better?
Yep, that's
Okay.
better.
So I got two pieces. I'm gonna do Hang the Man, and the second piece I'm gonna do is called Root Chakra. And so but this first piece called Hanged Man is inspired by the divination system, the tarot. And in the tarot card, there's I think it's like the 20, I forget which card it is, but it's there's a card called the Hanged Man that represents like new different perspectives. And so this poem is based off that card. So here we go. I only yield to the sun and the moon. Can't nobody tell me what to do. My religion is the triple truth. The maiden, crone, and mother ain't raised no fool. So tell me why they lie in the news and tell the truth in mythology. The ancestors come back as you and me. The phoenix is a reality. Tell me why they lie with hyperbole, then tell the truth in Harry Pottery, presently performing sorcery to flip the pages of this poetry. Every woman is a witch, and every man is a genie. Don't believe me? Just look at patriarchal society making wishes to Jesus. Tell me why the truth is overlooked, and they tell the truth in comic books. An open mind is all it took, or is it an open book? The truth is stranger than fiction, or is it the other way around? In the patriarchy upside down, like Hanged Man. Tell me why they lie all 4 seasons, rain, sleet, or snow, like pharaoh rods. Then tell the truth in tarot cards. The terror never stops. Fear is all it took to overlook the luxury of freedom and flip humanity upside down, like reading a book backwards. De-evolution, the devil is the conclusion. Corruption is his weapon. Blood in the water attracts sharks. A world run by apex predators that hide in the dark, too smart to come to the light. Tell me why. Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why they practice lying in the mirror and why the truth appears when nobody's looking. I said, tell me why they practice lying in the mirror and the truth appears when nobody's looking. I guess that makes the truth a master of off-screen stealth. Can I get a witness? I know someone's gotta feel this. And that was Hanged Man, based on the tarot divination system.
Very
and the second
nice.
piece is, thank you for listening.
Always
And,
a pleasure to listen and hear your art. Thank you for always coming to our space. I love hearing your poetry. And yeah, check out his jewelry line if you haven't. Go check it out. That
Yeah,
beautiful
I'll plug
necklace he
my
made.
Instagram in the chat, you know, where
Yeah,
you
so
can
we'll
check
drop
out
that.
my jewelry that I sell. I'm gonna spit this next piece first though. This piece is
Okay.
called Root Chakra. Shout out to Deadpan Lizzie for representing the chakras, you know, showing the chakras love, the colors. The root chakra is a red disc in your tailbone. It's really like a funnel disc, but it's like represents like being grounded. And so yeah, but I digress. I'm gonna go ahead and spit this piece, not take up too much time. Here we go. I'm gonna take the whole thing. Fuck a portion, enough to buy me a big fat potion, because I'm a big fat person that needs more than a baby aspirin. Big crystals, big crosses, big unks, big mandalas. She got a big root chakra, fat enough to falsify your persona, turn you into a different person, or perhaps you pretend not to play her game. The matriarch is weeping, the earth is bleeding, but you don't believe me. Just superstition. Superstition just killed you. Root chakra will release retribution. Wonder what happened. You're not ready for Mother Earth's earthquake. Big houses, but not for the homeless and jobless. Big cars, but nowhere to park. Big headphones, but no time to listen. Big contradiction, like a family tradition to never have children. Mankind has denied root chakra simplicity. We must return to base chakra basics. Face it, humanity's been dark places. If humanity keeps gambling, eventually we'll draw the ace of spades. That's right, the death card. We've come so far, but somehow have gone nowhere at all. Mankind's complex modalities will be our demise. We must return to base chakra basics.
Hell yeah. Keeping us in balance.
Those are my rants. Thank you for listening.
Always a pleasure. I love that poem so much. My favorite chakra is personally the clit chakra. But you know. Hey, it's after 11:30. And yeah, Shane Maynard did the cover art for this, and it was her idea to put all the chakras because it's a kind of my own version of Kundalini. You want a copy of that, you can get that from Russ Prada at Reddergren Books. And I thank you so much, Black Silver. Always a pleasure to hear you and have you in our space, and we look forward to seeing more of you in 2023. And yeah, check out a Julie Ryan, get the poetry. He'll drop all his information in the chat. All right, Twisted Twin, what do you got for us?
So, in light of the fact that I'm going to be doing the last poem, I'm going to just do one, and then the last poem I'll do would be the Beanie Blessings poem. I think that'd be a very fair trade. I think it is. All right, so I'll drop my info in the chat, and I'll also drop my next right to the mic stuff and everything too, the Zoom room and everything, 8 p.m. Eastern time and everything too as well. I'll have the Zoom room info and everything for you all. Yes, so I'm gonna read. Actually, I don't actually normally do this. Actually, I'm gonna read a poem that I wrote in a workshop from Right to the Mic, but it wasn't by my leading. It was by Jacob Moses actually that led that workshop. He led a really phenomenal workshop. It was absolutely phenomenal. So shout out to Jacob right there. This is I don't even have a title for this one, but it's awesome. The sign of the college of my alma mater, with the light upswinging against the night sky, a sign is more than just where you are, it's where you've been. It's where I had my rebirth, the beginning of my journey. It wasn't grade school or high school, it was college. It was the intro to life. How it's not always what it's supposed to be, how what you've been fed is a lie, how you have to figure out right from wrong, how a simple dip in the water was a submergence into deeper meaning. How hell hath a taste of you, and you spit up angel dust. Learned how to grow from a barren atomic garden of the body into a full bloom of a tree. How one connection sent your trajectory around the moon and back. How a hello became a book, and how a goodbye became find your own way. How going back meant you're welcome back. How going back meant you're always welcome here. How going back meant you're home.
Oh, it was beautiful. And I'm so glad Jacob was able to do that for your platform. He's also a producer here, right?
Yes, producer for the Out Loud and podcast on the first Sunday. Jacob, actually, I'm gonna put this out there too as well. Jacob's gonna be coming back to do another one soon. We're working out all the details and everything like that, but it looks like it's gonna be in February. So next year, you're gonna get, if you missed it this past year, come in February and you go see Jacob do his thing. It'll be awesome.
Awesome. And that's a consistent Zoom code. So if you follow
Yes,
Nick
so
or
that is
Jacob,
the
it's the same.
same Zoom code. It's going to be same ID right there and everything too as well. Right there and everything too. So it's right there for you all and everything. You can write down and everything too as well, and good to go in that. And then actually, I will do one last thing, and I will go on to the next person. I'm actually going to copy this right here. So if anyone doesn't want to copy that down, so to speak, boom, it's the Zoom link. Bingo.
There you go.
Yeah.
Before we all figured out we could just type shit into Zoom, we all use the Zoom link.
Yeah, pretty much. I know how everything goes and everything. I know it's like
We were learning.
copy and paste.
The
And then,
fact that that was almost 3 years ago is like scary though.
what is almost 3 years ago?
It's almost been 3 years since the pandemic started.
Yeah, I did not even realize that. I'm still
March
trying to get
2020.
over. I'm still trying to get over 2013. Okay.
I'm
I
still
was 10
trying to
years
get
ago.
over
I'm still trying to get over that.
I'm still trying to get over 1991.
I mean, I was 2 at the time, so I mean,
That's when I was born.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't really have
It's a
much
joke.
memories at 2, unfortunately, so I can't really
don't
say
know.
much about that.
Life's a fucking hamster wheel.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's a prompt if anyone wants a writing prompt.
Bingo. You're welcome.
Life's a hamster wheel. Well, anyway, thank you, Nick. Nick is gonna read the Beanie blessing for us after we do the I statement at the end of the evening. So we'll get to hear him again. But thank you, and check out his mic tomorrow night. I should be there. I think I should be home for that at the writing workshop and then the open mic at 9 p.m. All right. We're gonna have Martin back up to the mic now.
All right, thank you. I thought I'd share one of my Neoplatonic memories from a while back, 1988 to be exact. I don't think I've read this one here before. It's called 3 Flowers. 3 flowers danced in the rain, all on a field of stones filled with wisdom, laughing and forming a ring, sharing parts of their lives, and some of the ways the wind had moved them. 2 of them talked about leaves. To others, the kind of cells they soon discovered they had in common. The 3rd pair recalled kindred souls. When night fell, so did one flower. Sadly, one of its leaves was broken. One flower was there with care, to hold the trembling one, another to lend a touch of comfort, and give the sad one hope. 3 flowers soon had to part, but their roots had entwined and would always remember the feelings that they had all shared. And thank you.
Oh, that was lovely. Thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful. And please give him a follow, Parquillian, for his merch, for his poetry, for the anthologies. We love Martin so much. So happy he's a member of our community. And thank you so much. All right. I think we got Miss Marissa Prada up next. Only if she wants to.
Okay, give me a number between 1 and 196.
What page is mine on? I don't know.
73.
69.
Shut up. All right, 73, Robert F. 73. My family's about to get home any minute from a basketball game also. Oh, snap. Oh my God, this is, wait, no. Okay, all right. It's in the middle, right? It's between 2 poems, so I'm just gonna say, all right, I'm gonna read Fresh Linen's poem. Fresh Linen was one of the original poets here at Red or Green Books, and he is just amazing. And they're about to walk in the door. Do you want to go to the next person and then bring me after the next person, and then I'll be able to put the kids not.
Sure, why don't we do Robert and Rich, and then you can be the last poet before the Beanie blessing, okay?
No, I want to go before Rich.
All right, Robert, Marissa, Rich, and then we'll do. All right, well, we're trying to wrap it up. So let's do Robert now.
Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming, a word artist from Delaware, and I'm going to share a current anthology that I'm in. I'm going to share it on the screen. It is called Solstice Winter Anthology, and it's described as a unique collection of literary works inspired by the winter solstice. This amazing compilation features works by over 24 indie authors, including numerous award-winning scribes from across the globe, curated from over 100 submissions. And this is the picture of the front. And let me also show you the picture of the back of the book. And then the statistics, the sales statistics are, it is ranked 781,230 in books. In short stories, it's 6,153. And in literary fiction, it's 35,483. So there's plenty of opportunity for there to be more sales. And we have one review from a verified purchaser. And it says, my mom likes to read short pieces before she goes to sleep. And it goes on. I imagine it's probably one of the writers who wrote it after buying the book for their mother. And my two pieces in it are called Soups, A Lost Book of the Bible, and Not Stopping by Roadkill on Route 66. My first piece, Soups, is in the style of Monty Python, The Life of Brian, and it's a religious satire. And I really am grateful for the publisher who is willing to publish religious satire at a time now when it's so important to be politically correct. And the second one was inspired by Robert Frost's poem, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Night. But it's really on the edge. And Robert Frost, I hope if he came back to life that he would be shocked by my response to his poem. And I'm grateful to be one of the writers for Devil's Party Press. And I'm grateful for all of the support that the press has done for me. And next year, I will be participating in a poets forum where we will be publishing probably about 3 poets next year, and I will be participating in that. So greetings from Delaware.
Thank you, Robert, and congratulations on that beautiful new anthology and the word art. He's also in our Out Loud LGBTQ anthology. He's one of our contributors. So check all the stuff he does out in Delaware. We're very, very proud to have him in our community. So thank you. Thank you for being with us tonight. All right, if Marissa's ready, she's going to read We Love Fresh Linens. She's going to read his poem, and then we'll go to Rich, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, so this is Fresh Linen. And so Fresh Linen was one of the original poets with Red or Green Books. In fact, his wife is now an artist with Red or Green Books, a cover artist. She's amazing. And this is his contribution titled Baby Bullets. Born of combustion and carbon, equipped with defense mechanisms and sight with no ability to see. Destined to be held in hands and arms with love. Swaddled in privilege, breastfed excuses, oxytocin released when fed by parents, all a part of the formula for propaganda, propped up, tucked away, or on display for every bystander. Your first breaths signals someone else's last. Guns, you are America's newborns. Gun wields more reproductive rights than women. We're quick to adopt a gun and abandon responsibility after triggered. The words from a gun's mouth divorce bullets who abort future parents and children. Foreign bodies inherit familiar projectiles. Gunshot residue be an arsenal fully loaded with teardrops, left to water family trees now crooked. Hanging fruit ain't got too far to fall from. Our ordinance for ordinance means ordinarily the root to the problem get covered up with dirt. Second Amendment. Be a love letter from our famous forefathers who fronted father figures for freedom, turned a mob into a legion. His story nowadays. Fist no longer have the caliber, but the trunk got 22 caliber rifle, ricochet, revolver, rounds of hollow tips over rounds of solid fists. We're raised around secondhand gun smoke. School and place of worship no longer gun-free zones. Teachers expected to hit the mark in more than one way. Future looking like gunshot coupons instead of box tops. Shotgun slugs instead of apples on desktops. What's next? Birthday gifts turn into bulletproof backpacks. Harder to vote for change when registering to vote has more steps than buying a gun. Whatever it takes to keep the rocket's red glare out of the eyes of the hateful and mentally unstable. In the meantime, be careful. Any day your children can meet pistol, grip them tightly while they're still warm, and pray this cold world never gives them a full metal jacket. Our screen shows us news clips of who's clipped by magazine clips. Video goes viral of somebody's son being lead poisoned time after time. Now the whole world going blind, watching sun eclipse. See you, gun. You see, gun, China might be your mama, but America raised you. Gun equal good, gun equal safe, gun equal target, gun equal intent, gun equal impact, gun equal blood, gun equal ground, gun equal scream, gun equal chalk, gun equal hashtag, gun equal protection, gun equal or else, gun equal fear, gun equal control, gun equal fear, gun equal control, gun equal fear, gun equal control. Who pulled the trigger? I don't know. We did. Don't you get it? Gun equal freedom. Can I see some ID? Thank you. Will that be cash or card?
Wow, that was
Fresh Linen's poem in American Graveyard titled Baby Bullet.
It's very powerful. We're big fans of Fresh Linen here. He got his collection, Theoretic Green Books. I'm very proud to get to be in this anthology with him. He's an incredible spoken word artist and author and just person generally. He's a very, very kind, good person. So thank you for sharing his art with him.
He's an active member of the U.S. military. So like, he's actively deployed in his life right now, protecting this country. So
yeah, he's one of the good ones.
Those are things that we cannot be ungrateful for, his sacrifice and everything that he does. Like, yeah, get this damn anthology. This anthology, I mean, we have the sponsor of the Senator program. We're trying to get every U.S. state senator a copy of this book. Like, you can anonymously sponsor us to send a copy and we'll totally send it. You can even pick the state in which you want. It's maybe something we can do.
Yeah, Fresh Linen's a great guy, and he's actually someone who serves in the military that protects everyone, not just people he wants to. So I really appreciate.
Right.
What?
Our right to have this free speech. I mean, there was an Iranian actress who was just arrested.
Yeah,
she was arrested for using her voice and her platform on social media. She's arrested. She'll probably be killed. Like it's just it's insane. The fact
I read about that.
We have the rights to do what we do.
Fresh Linen's one of the actually good members of the military that values people equally and protects them. And I have a lot of respect for him. So if you're watching, Fresh Linen, thank you for your service. Be safe. We send you so much love to you and your family, and happy holidays. I have a lot of respect for Fresh Linen. So thank you for everything you do. And thank you for sharing his poem. I can't say enough good things about him. I really am a big fan of his. He's just a very kind, good person and brave. He's just very brave. So thank you, Marissa. All right, our last poet of the night is Rich and Boucher. And thank you for your patience and for being with us. And you look very dapper for 11 at night or midnight.
You're kind to say that. Thank you.
I'm sitting here in a sweatshirt and a beanie, so I feel very underdressed for my own mic.
It's just the way I've always preferred to look. That's how I think I ought to look as best I can. I also want to thank Marissa for her kind invitation to join this. I am getting a sense that the format is pretty much wide open as far as theme or
whatever medium of art you'd like to share, welcome, and we're happy to have you.
Thank you. It's if I appear cross, I'm responding to a message in the chat from Marissa. The reason why is just because I have a bit of a headache. So
I'm sorry. I hope you feel better.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I got a chance to perform on stage tonight. I rarely go out, but I decided what the hell, I'll do it. And I dusted this off for a off-book performance, and I'm going to share it tonight. I want to dedicate this poem to Susan Boucher. She was my mother, dead in 1997 of cancer, and to Richard Boucher, dead 2012 from COPD. And this is for them. And it's actually kind of echoes and harks back to, I think Terry had mentioned Google in one of her poems, if I recall. So if you're still with us listening, Terry, you might find this of some amusement. This is called Did You Mean? I launched Chrome from my desktop. Google is my home page. We're going to a party tonight and we're supposed to bring a salad. So I'm searching for unique ways to make or change up a Caesar salad for at least 6. And upon my first inquiry, Google asks me, did you mean Julius Caesar? No, Google, I didn't mean Julius Caesar. If I wanted to know about Julius Caesar, I'd have asked you about Julius Caesar. Et tu, Google? Google is convenient, though, like opportune rain or that phone call in your cell that can free you from a conversation you're looking not to have with that person you were hoping not to run into. But the fact that we have all just passively accepted the existence and proliferation of artificial intelligence means, of course, that we have had to trade off some of our sense of normality for the ability to go online and look for the things we may or may not want to find. I'm scared, and I'm not afraid to say so. I'm scared because every time I search for something on Google, the first results are not really results, but more and more questions. Did you mean Marcus Aurelius? Did you mean typhoid fever? Did you know that someone is skulking around in your backyard even as we speak? Did you mean to look as frightened as you look right now? People who chose to feel the same fear that you are feeling in this moment also chose to feel panic, anxiety, and terror. Every day I find some brand new proof for the non-existence of God. Some kidnapped girls locked in a basement for 40 years. Legislation that makes friendly fire not only legal, but mandatory. Dance crazes that sweep the nation under a wave of stupidity. But every day when I sit down at my computer at work, it's all, yeah, well, people who chose to doubt the existence of God also chose to go golfing, also chose a vegan diet, also chose to go on a killing spree. People who chose to feel weird about the thought that there is something greater than us out there in the moonless night sky. Up there among those barely audible stars, also chose to let themselves feel depressed once in a while. Some people also chose to fear their mirror. Some people also chose to just feel. I wanted to find out about the X-Men, but I didn't want to find out about X-rated men. Or maybe I did, but I didn't know it, but Google did, and isn't that interesting? I wanted to find out more about X-rated women, but I didn't want to find out about my exes and what their lives have turned into, and isn't that a shame? I wanted to find out more about the day I am going to die. So I made a promise to myself. Every day, I would go on to Google to see if it would answer me in a different way. I would ask Google if I would ever see my mother and father again. If there really was such a thing as heaven. If religion and faith were really worth it and not just nonsense. And I would check back every day to see if Google would answer me in a different way. I type, I'm scared, into the search field. Did you mean to ask, why are we here? Did you mean God, or were you looking for something else? Did you mean to be crying right now? Thank you.
It was absolutely stunning. Thank you so
Damn it.
much for sharing that. And I'm so sorry for your loss, and may their memories be a blessing.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us. It was just really beautiful.
Thank you.
I think that's such a beautiful way to close out the night. I just want to thank all the artists for their contributions tonight, for just being vulnerable here with us tonight and sharing community with us. Yeah, it's really been a very special year, and I'm so blessed that I get to be a producer here and have this forum, and that we create space for all artists, right? That's what this is about. Someone always needs a space, someone always needs a mic, and I'm always reminding myself that. So thank you, Marissa and Word is Right, for having me as part of the family. Before Nick reads our beanie blessing, I saw he got his beanie. We'll do our I statement, because it's important we work on ourselves, and even if you don't do a proper I statement, you can make it your own prompt. It just helps, right? And I think going into the new year, we just need to release more and more as we go. So I'm gonna do share screen. All right. All right, so tonight's I statement is, I feel proud. I feel proud. And you make that a poem, you can make it word art, you can make it a proper I statement if you want. an essay, whatever you want. But I feel proud. And that's the way to construct a proper I statement if you want to go that way. I feel blank, blank, when, and because. All right. And again, artistic license. You don't have to do it. I just think it's a nice way to take what we can into tomorrow, right? So I feel proud. All right. And that's the feelings wheel. I always just choose a word from the feelings wheel. I do I statements myself every Tuesday right before. So I always challenge myself and work on my I statements. And of course I used I feel proud because we do need to feel proud. It doesn't mean we have an ego. It doesn't mean you're a narcissist, but we're allowed to be proud of we're allowed to be proud of the fact that we just got out of bed in the morning. Life is just hard. That's an accomplishment itself, just getting yourself out of bed, right? So remember that as we go out this evening, as we go into the new year, I feel proud, and I will type that into the chat for those who want to see it and not just hear me say it or on the PowerPoint. Like I said, thank you everyone that shared tonight, came and supported our community, whether it was on YouTube or on Facebook or you're here in the Zoom room with us. It truly is a blessing. You are all gifts and light, and your art just continues to inspire me. And of course, we only let good people into our spaces, right? And we let the good, positive people continue to come. And it does make my heart flutter a little bit when I see you guys grab your beanies. It really does make me smile. So thank you so much for all that you do. To close this out, before we go off live, will be Nick Paleologos, my twisted twin, in his beanie, of course. I also want to acknowledge Martin is wearing a beanie because I love his beanie.
I don't have my antisocial beanie on me because it's far away from me right now, and I'm not trying to go downstairs to get it. So let's close it out. Here we go. Beanie blessings. We close out our time together, staring up at the same sky, whether the sun kisses down on your gentle face. The cotton candy clouds begin to swirl in the early evening. The crescent moon fades in as the constellations begin to dance throughout the night. We all look up at the same sky. Thank you for blessing the sky, soil beneath our feet, and our family with your presence and art. Thank you. Taking the time to create. Thank you for holding space. May you squirt out poems kitty style in dreamland. May we always have beanies to keep us warm and stylish. This has been Deadpan Dope Tuesday Open Mic with The Word Is Right, hosted by Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie God. On behalf of our community, I, Nick Paleologos, bid you adieu until next time. Beanie blessings.